Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
On behalf of BVO Sports TV, we would like to thank our sponsor, Raycon, makers of the Raycon Everyday Earbuds, the perfect model for premium sound with active noise cancellation to block out distractions and transparency mode to keep you aware of your surroundings. They are the ideal for your everyday needs. Just visit RayconGlobal.com. That's RayconGlobal.com and elevate your listening experience.
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy, BVO Sports TV. We back. My bad. I'm on the road. I'm getting my B3 on. I'm on the road. But we got a great show for you guys tonight, man. I just want to talk about a few things, man. Shout out to the Gwoat. I give her a hard time, but you know what? Shout out to Claressa Shields. Tremendous fighter. Coming out and saying the truth. And you know the thing about Claressa Shields, a lot of people don't give her credit. Salute to Vacay Bay. They don't give her credit because she really has been a terrific fighter. And one thing I will say is this: the stuff she said about, everything's gonna make headlines. What she said about Tank, of course, Tank is scared. Is he scared? No, I won't. I don't agree with that, but I just think Tank is Tank, and you can't get mad when guys do what they want to do. The one thing I've learned, especially about today's boxing, to me, I call this the inactive era, where you had guys be so inactive, so underwhelming. It's just crazy. These guys that you get now, I mean, it's to me, it's disgraceful what you get. The product that we get, it's not the product that we want. Suit to my brother Prize. I just think that for some reason, a lot of people have made up in their mind that they can fight who they want, they can do what they want, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? That's not the case. Because the thing that people got to remember, especially about boxing, is this: you only get credit for what you do. You don't get credit for who you call out. You don't get credit for who you were talking about. You get credit for what you do. And that's the most important thing when we talk about boxing, especially big time boxing. And that's why you see so many of us, as I call us, talking heads, get so upset because we're getting an inferior product. And then you got people who basically every time you ask them for to do something in the ring that you'll pay money for, they give you their butt to kiss. And it's like, how many times can you give me your butt to kiss and think I'm gonna do it? It's not gonna work that way. So for Claressa to go on a huge platform like $1 million worth of game with Wallow, of course we all know Gilly, and say those things she was saying, that's to me speaking truth to power. And you don't have that a lot. A lot of people are cowards. A lot of people want to fit in. A lot of people want to try to be buddy with everybody. A lot of people want to try to just get along as they can. And when you play the get along game, you honestly only hurt you and your own integrity. Because we know what Tank Davis can be. We seen him. Never seen a guy counter punch off the front foot before. I'd never seen that. None of the greats, nobody. I'd never seen it. I can't speak for nobody else. I'm talking about me, BVO. I've never seen it. So when I seen him do it, I said, this dude's on another level. But I'm telling you, the most important thing, especially in boxing now, we got to have some consistency because we're getting lackluster things, and then people wonder why boxing is getting a lackluster result. You can say what you want. I don't understand why. I don't know why Tank was upset when the guy asked him, "Are you going to fight Shakur?" I don't know why Tank was mad. I mean, this is a job. And the thing that's so crazy about it, even watching from afar and knowing just a few people in the inner circle. How could you be mad that somebody want to make money for their family? How could you be upset? How could you take that as offense? Because somebody said, you know what, you're the guy. The money I can make with you, I can't make with nobody else. Can you give me an opportunity? Can you give me an opportunity? Hey, and for you to say you a hater, y'all want to see me lose, blah, 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 it just let me know how much of a punk you are and how much of a straight up cornball dude. I mean, shout out to our moderator, man, Angie Baby in the house, always on the job. Definitely don't forget to get your memberships, only $2.99. Shout to my brother DP Rocker, man, Ohio in the building. Shout out to Cincinnati. And the thing I'm gonna say that's so crazy about all this that we talking about, it's the simple things that you ask some of these fighters to do. And they get mad. I mean, they want to fight. I mean, Tank seemed like he wanted to throw hands with that reporter, because that reporter said, hey man, I want to see you fight somebody. How in the world you that mad? It reminded me of that Boondocks episode where he said, man, they pooped on him. And I thought to myself, what did he do to make them niggas that mad? Man, I think the only thing that with a lot of these guys, I'm gonna keep it a buck, they don't want you to challenge them. And that's what you get across the board. Anybody that's dealing with people in real life see this. That anybody that feel like they done done enough, it's a whole spirit to this thing where they feel like they can say what they want, do what they want. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of people won't say this, but Tank's ego was out of control. I've been there. I know what it's like when you feel like you can do what you want. You got a few dollars in your pocket. You got access to women that you never thought you'd have. And then on top of that, you're having children with women you never thought you'd have. Because I'm gonna tell you guys something a lot of people won't tell you, because I'm from the bottom. That when you're broke, the hardest thing about being broke is to feel hopeless. Because one people don't understand, broke is just a state of mind. Yeah, you might not have access to certain things because you don't have the money for them, but that tore down mindset that people got, hey, that's because you just harbor that. And nothing worse than when a broke nigga get a couple dollars. There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse on this planet than when a brother who's always been broke, who ain't never had nothing, get something. Because they want to be a jerk. They want to talk crazy. And this is I've grew up with Tanks my whole life. My whole life. I grew up with goofball niggas who got a couple dollars and think they can say what they want, do what they want. They'll make you unalive them. And it's just a fact. You think Tank talks that hard in real life? Come on, bro. A 5'4" dude, 135 pounds talking that hard? You know that's not the case. You know that's not the case. This is boxing. And we got to remember that this ain't the case. This dude is like talking crazy like he going to do something. I'm like this. What you going to do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What's that song Nori had? What you want to do? Nothing. What you trying to do? Nothing. Because anybody that's real and being honest, the only cats that follow Tank is meat boys who don't want to think for themselves, because you know you're getting an inferior product. I don't care if he's from the hood. That's the problem with a lot of hood people. They hold on to that forever. Forever they want to let you know how bad it was. Guess what? When BVO got out of trouble and got out of the hood, that's the end of that. We moving on. We moving on. That's what we doing. Hey, it's just crazy because like you just said it. Tank got security. Tank got this. Tank got that. And then he got a whole army of niggas who want to meat munch him and pickle pull him. It's a no pickle zone, no pickle pulling zone. Shout out to Angie Baby for coming up with that fire line. This is a no pickle pull zone. Because dog, what we getting with Tank, it's disgusting, man. It's horrible. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. This remind me of those Mike Tyson fans I heard about growing up, where no matter what, Mike is the greatest. Oh, Mike is the... Hey, say what you want. Guess what? Mike didn't fight Riddick Bowe. Mike fought Lennox old. The Mike that we wanted, that Kevin Frazier had, was here and gone just that fast. Just that fast. I do want to say this. Rest in peace to one of my favorite artists, D'Angelo. Sad to hear the brother died of cancer. It's one of the saddest things you can hear. But back to boxing, I just say this, man. The stuff with Tank, I mean, it's on another level, dog. It's on another level. The nigga's crazy. It's like when you see him tell some of his, most diehard fans who would give their kidney up for him. If Tank said I need a kidney, I guarantee you some of these fanboys would say you can have mine. You can have mine. And guess what? He calling them soft. He talking about this and that. He acted, and I'm telling you, the way he acted an ass at that press conference, man, I'll never forget it. Because I've never in my life seen a dude have it all and be that miserable, man. How do you be that miserable, man? Go in the bathroom, put something on your neck and handle your business if it's that bad. Or hit them knees and pray, man. But it can't be that bad. It can't be. It can't be. You go from sleeping in front of the gym to buying any alligator purse you want. And you come in here talking this crazy stuff. I mean, come on, man. What you think about all that, pride? What you think about your boy Tank, man, acting a fool lately? What you think about that, bro?
Bro, it's kind of hard to come behind everything you just said.
I can hear my brother. Hold on 1 second.
You can't hear me? I can hear you. Being bad. Angie, baby, can you hear me? Put a 7 in the chat if you can hear me. Because BVO is on the road. He might be having audio. But I heard everything he said. Put a 7 in the chat if you can hear me. But it's kind of hard to, if you can hear me, it's kind of hard to come behind what BVO just said. All right, cool, free. Yeah, it's kind of hard to come behind you, BVO, to pause. That was you just flame stuff right there. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm speechless, but Tank, you know how them boys be, man. You know what they gonna do, man? They gonna get up here and do what they do. We got to move past it. I seen a promo with Tank and Jake Paul where they was drawing on each other's posters, and Jake Paul kicked this poster in or whatever.
I can't hear you, bro. Dang, I don't know what's going on.
Everybody can hear me. Just type. Let me type to him real quick. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna text his phone. Give me 1 second. But I saw a thing where Tank, they drew posters, and I'm just like, this promo is weird. Tank is doing the wrestling stuff that Jake Paul like to do. You know what I mean? I just scrolled up, man. It's nasty, man. I don't like to really get into it with them Tank fans, man, because they'll do something to you, man. They'll jump off the cliff. But you know what I'm saying? You got audio yet, BVO?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, yeah, I heard you the whole time. So yeah, Tank, man, like I said, you didn't hear me, but I'll say it again. Like, it's hard to, go behind what you said, bro. Like, that was tough. Everything you just said was accurate. You know what I mean? The fans are weird. They different. He treats his fans horrible. And I keep saying this I always say this on all the shows. I wouldn't speak to that dude. If I see him, like, when we meet up in Barclays, bro, if he was in there, I would walk past that nigga. I wouldn't say nothing to him. I could be trying to talk to people that's going to respect me as a supporter, like Keith Cologne, like Jaleel Hackett would. They gonna, you know what I mean? Them brothers, you know what I mean? Boots Ennis, he'll appreciate you coming up to him. You know what I'm saying? Not nobody. I don't even want to talk to no man wearing pocketbooks anyway. I like him as a fighter, but I don't like him outside the ring. You know what I mean? The same way you Terrence Crawford fans hate Terrence so much, but you don't have no choice to root for him, especially the brothers. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, I'm like, what you said was accurate, dog. You just crushed it. Like, you just flamed it real quick. The kitchen is hot.
I think the thing that's so crazy about it all is when you got somebody like Claressa Shields who keep letting her ego mess up her career.
Salute, Dank.
And you know what's so crazy about this? I'm gonna say something that people probably get mad at. Where Amanda Serrano sits, that was Claressa's seat. Y'all realize that?
Yeah,
y'all realize that was her. That's her seat.
Yes, I agree with that 100%.
They're playing this goofy lie that Amanda Serrano was this great women's fighter. Not saying she's not. She got her head beat 3 times. Not 1 time, 3 times by Katie Taylor. You can say whatever you want about the judges, Just like I felt like Ken Norton beat Ali 3 times. The record books won't say that. It's a fact.
Yeah.
And it's so sad that you can look at Claressa and say, your ego is why you're not in that seat. It's the greatest woman of all time.
Yeah.
That's her own fault. It's her own fault.
Well,
What did Jake
was kind
say?
of corny too, though.
But listen, it don't matter because Jake came to the best woman he thought and said, hey, I want you to be on one of my cards. I want to work with you. I think you got something special to bring. But that's the problem you get now. You got niggas so arrogant. Their egos be out. It get like that with content creators. I be knowing dudes is lame in real life by how they act on the internet. Because like I know, that's not how real people act.
Nah, I'm cool.
Because what I know, hey, BVO 6'5", I can be knocked down. My little feet can move too.
Mm-hmm.
And little things like that, respecting the laws of what's going on, that's what it get me. Like when I heard that press conference, and you seeing Tank get so irate as if he was going to do something. These young dudes have shown me something. I know we call them YNs or whatever, but the young dudes that showed me something. I ain't going for no disrespect.
Just because they got masks on don't mean they gonna do nothing. Some of them be hiding.
This thing I'm saying. But you see them young boys putting in work. They not taking disrespect. How many videos you seen of a young dude slapping somebody being disrespectful? That's older than
BVO,
them.
not only they not taking no disrespect, they have no respect at the same time. So that's a crazy,
that's
some
a crazy
of them, not all of them. Because I got a YN. I don't want to call him that. I call him a YM with an M because he's a man. And he's nothing like that. And he's of age of what these younger dudes is doing, but he's not nothing like that. That's a fact.
I'm gonna tell you something real about that, Prize. I hate the whole term YN because when I was a young nigga out here doing my thing, they had something negative to say about me. They used to say cats like me was wrong for wearing white tees, for wearing black tees. I used to wear black tees, black jeans, black gloves,
black
do-rag.
Yeah, no doubt.
I didn't wear no Timbs. I didn't wear no Timbs. I only wore in my neighborhood, we wore black Uptowns.
That's cold in Philly. It's cold in Cleveland.
We wore black. That makes sense. But we wore the black Nike boots like Wale.
Yeah, I rock the Nike boots, the ACGs for sure.
With the air pocket in them.
Absolutely, ACGs 100.
Yeah,
definitely.
For sure.
Yeah, and you know what, BVO? Ain't nothing changed. I always end up in all black. In black and white. That's all I don't know why. I just do.
Yeah, it's just, I'm telling y'all, man, I think the thing people be misunderstanding about life is a lot of these fighters don't even understand how blessed they are, man. There's people who got to get up every morning and go to a job they hate, man.
Right. Where you could get up in the morning and go to the gym and train with your friends and stuff. That would be dope. Imagine if we was all boxers in different weight classes. Me, you, Free, B3, all the brothers, all the brothers, Crush, CDK. We all go in there. We was all weight class. We train together. We might got to fight, whatever. I'm just saying. I get up to do what I love to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's dope, man. And them fighters, I know they take punishment, but they're blessed, man, with the abilities to get in there, the guts to get in there, first of all. And then, to be good, like Tank Davis, good as he is, man, we haven't really seen him been tested, And
the only person that tested him was Mario Barrios. And I'm gonna say this about Mario Barrios. Keith Thurman laced that nigga like a pair of shoes. It wasn't even close.
Barrios is the weakest.
Hold on. And Keith Thurman hadn't fought in God knows when and laced that nigga. We seen Keith Thurman put on a vintage Keith Thurman fight. That's the stuff he did to my boy Danny Garcia. Laced that nigga at the end. Y'all remember that fight? Keith Thurman was trying to throw like he Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
Penny with that counterpunch. He's he can punch. And he got out the way and he ran from then on out and put on a boxing performance like we hadn't seen.
Danny fought good too, though. Go ahead.
He lost by 1 point. You know what's so funny? And that's the funny thing about life. Danny lost that fight by 1 point.
Yeah, it was a close fight.
No. But get close. The nigga lost the fight by 1 point.
Yeah, no doubt on the scorecards. But I think Keith won like 7-5. more realistically. I did give Danny some
No,
rounds in between, but he won the fight.
if it wasn't for the boxing at the end,
Yeah,
Keith Lacey.
yeah.
Keith Lacey.
He boxed at the end. He did, no doubt about it.
Same thing he did. Hey, same thing he did against Sean Porter.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing I'm saying.
He
This
rocked
is
him
the
at the
guy that
end.
we. This
He
the same
buckled him.
thing that we. This is the same thing we talk about when we talk about Tank. His best fight is against a guy we seen get beat multiple times. And you can't tell me you seen that fight. Hold on. You seen that Delorme fight? He went tooth and nail with that nigga, dude. Come on, man.
Delorme? You mean
Oh, it's not Delorme. What was the dude's name?
Pedraza?
No, not Pedraza. Who was the guy that
Pitbull?
Mario Barrios fought? Mario Barrios fought. It was on that Turkey card. I can't remember who. It was on the Jake Paul card. I can't remember who he fought. Somebody in the chat helped me out. I can't think of the dude's name. But I'll say this: the thing that was so crazy, the thing that was so crazy was Tank knocked them dudes out. He knocked them dudes out. But for me, I think the hardest thing about it all is this, man. We not getting the best fights. And it's not all Tank's fault. But I can tell you what, he's a linchpin for what's wrong with boxing. The thing that he's been complaining the most about, I think he's one of the biggest corporates of. And that's picking and choosing and not fighting nobody.
Were you talking about Abel Ramos?
No, he didn't fight Abel Ramos.
Yeah, he did. He fought him to a split. You talking about Tank or Barrios?
Barrios.
And
was that Abel Ramos? Was that? No, I don't think that was Abel Ramos.
It was a split draw.
Yeah, yep, that was it. That was it. Abel Ramos. That was the name.
Remember, he had back-to-back draws against Ramos and Pacquiao.
Yeah, yep. You're absolutely right. But that's what I mean when I say that. I'm saying, like, not to hate on Mario Barrios. He's not that good. I think Junior should have took him over fighting Devin Haney. To me,
it's more money.
No. I'm talking about if you want to get the legacy and get the belts.
Salute, brother Curtis Robinson, channel member.
Salute to the OG. That's the new OG of the channel, my man, Curtis Robinson. Right. We got to have some OGs around, man, because we can't be going a renegade. But I'm going to say this. The thing that's so crazy about it is you see, and it goes back to what I was saying. It just shows you how great Devin really is. Bro, he's fighting.
He always been the money man.
No, not even he the money man. Think of this. Check this out. Hear me. Check this out. This is not a big puncher. Fighting all the big punchers. Devin.
Oh, yeah,
Devin
right.
ain't no big puncher.
No, no doubt. No, you're right.
He ain't no big puncher. Hey, and what he keep doing? I'm going to be honest with you. I've been watching boxing for a while. And I go all the way back to John L. Sullivan, our first heavyweight champion. Prize. Guys that can't punch don't always fight punchers, but Devin keep fighting punchers. He keep fighting punchers, man.
And people try to act like Ramirez wasn't a unified champion. That it should be crazy to me, but I don't know nothing.
Hey, shout out to my man Curtis being a member for a whole month. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
love, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
I think the thing that we missing is this. And that's the thing that's why Devin gets so much publicity, man. He fighting the biggest, baddest nigga y'all got from Atlanta, Georgia. Bring him here. Dude, we seen. And I told Singer this. I said, when that dude hit his head, that was my favorite part. I had never seen that in a boxing ring. He hit my man sushi sandwich. Ooh, it was like was like rocks when his head hit that canvas, man. It was like rocks. Literally. It was like rocks. To my brother Free. It was like rocks when he hit his head, man.
Crazy. Good win, by the way.
And I'm gonna say this. The part that's so crazy about all this in boxing, we don't even celebrate Devin enough for doing it. But we got everybody and their mama worried about what Tank is doing. And people say stupid stuff like, why y'all cover Tank? He's the biggest nigga. We're going to cover him.
We have
Get it out your head. We're going to cover the biggest nigga. That's how it works. Nobody said, you going to cover Michael Jordan again? Yes, I'm covering Michael Jordan again. Yes. Yes. You gonna cover Roy again? Yes. If you wear the crown on your head, BVO, Prize, Be Free, whoever rolling with me, we gonna cover you, man. That's how it works. You the king? Okay, we gonna cover you, king. Ain't that what these goofy niggas say now? They walk up to niggas they don't know. What's up, king? We gonna cover the king. We gonna cover the king of boxing, bro. Come on, man. This the only nigga we ever seen Floyd sit by and actually look like a father in the doggone stands. You seen Floyd looking sick when Tank was fighting?
Mm-hmm.
What he say? I'm gonna be real with you. You don't want me to lie to you? I won't lie to you.
I never lie to you.
They say you down. Unofficial. They say you down. When have you ever seen Floyd remotely care about a nigga getting his head beat
I've
in?
never seen that nigga. He was more scared than that than when Madonna scored. The first Madonna fight was scored.
Not even that. My nigga Bob Jack was bleeding like a pig. He didn't do none of that.
Yeah, nope. Right. Facts.
Sid said that's one of the worst cuts in boxing history.
Yeah.
The nigga didn't even do nothing but say, you know what? So I mean, we gotta be real, man.
Like people was mad that they said that Floyd that nigga then jumped over the gates like wrestling and came out the crowd. They was mad because he wasn't supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that, especially as a promoter. You can't go in the corner and tell your man you down on an unofficial score. That's crazy.
Who do you do that for?
That your son.
You do that for a son.
Your son.
And I'm gonna tell you this. The thing I know about Floyd that a lot of people don't know about Floyd is this. The reason I don't work out with Floyd is because if you ask Floyd for something, he's going to say yes. So if you a nigga from the hood, like a lot of us that grew up poor, we didn't grow up rich like my brother Prize.
Nah.
But us that grew up poor, you're going to ask for stuff, especially when you're young and don't know no better. And guess what? You got to pay it all back. It's just like I had to learn the hard way with BVO. I'm gonna share some game. BVO was giving out free money. BVO had to learn, no, you got to get a 1099, bro. Ain't no free money. Ain't no free money. Shout out to Brentway Holdings, man. We doing it big over. BVO had to get it right now. BVO had to get BVO's business right because BVO was giving out free money. Not giving it a buck. Niggas won't tell you that, but I'll tell you that.
No doubt.
Because I didn't know to get an LLC. With an LLC, you get 245 more deductions than you do as a regular human person with a social security number. But guess what? Niggas gatekeep the game so much they don't even tell you that. They don't even tell you that.
I don't know much about LLCs. You just educated me.
Prime example. You seen for the first time ever Floyd say what you want in his own way. He moved his ego aside and said, "Hey, son, I want you to be great." What was he doing? He had him on a private jet with him. So hold on. You never seen Floyd introduce nobody with that kind of vigor and excitement? Never.
But why did he get so pissed off at him, though? Was it because he wanted to fight different people and Floyd was moving them a certain way?
I don't know. And you never know when you hear the alleged.
I think it's two egos that clash.
With his daughter. And that's exactly what it was.
Like with Broner. Broner got that ego. Floyd got that ego. And when you try to cross that nigga, I don't know, man. It might be Floyd might be the problem. I don't know who's the problem, but I wish it would have all worked out because I thought that would have been a nice little combo. Floyd and Tank. Imagine if they was like how Lennox and Manny was or something like that. Now I know Manny's a trainer.
Or even simple as this, just how Ali was with Sugar Ray Robinson.
Or something like that. You know what I mean? Just like
or how George Foreman was with Angelo Dundee. Same was he was with Sonny Liston. There is no friends because now everybody ain't enough room for them. And that's the corny thing. That's a trick. That's a devil trick where you think that there can only be one person in a life. It's not like that, bro.
And Tank was getting enough money to where I'm pretty sure Floyd fee was it more like I feel like Bob Arum got the highest fee. You know what I'm saying?
Guess what? And if he do, so what?
Right.
I'm gonna tell you something real. Niggas wouldn't tell you. There wasn't nothing I wouldn't sign on a piece of paper to get out the projects. I'm gonna just be honest with you. There was no piece of paper I wouldn't sign.
Shout out to brother Curtis Robin with the 5-piece in the super chat, man. We appreciate you. He said support, bro. And much love and appreciation, brother Curtis, man. We really, really appreciate you over here with STN. and
Hey,
BVO.
free man. Hey, you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
There he is.
Hey,
Breezy.
I gotta put my Puerto Rican up on the screen. Tell me what you think about this. I'm about to make a quick move.
Go
I gotta
ahead.
make a quick call. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, cook free.
Yeah, the whole situation with the Floyd and Tank, it was because of Floyd's daughter. It was because of Floyd's daughter. I think Tank had some type of relationship with Floyd's daughter, and Floyd, I guess Floyd told Tank never to deal with his daughter or whatever have you. But nevertheless, I think that's where the whole issue happened between Tank and Floyd's daughter. But far as what BBO was talking about earlier about these fans, I mean, all these fighters got them. They all got them. I don't think any fanboy is worse than the next fanboy. They all praise a fighter. I don't have faith in none of these guys. I got the only faith I got is myself, my family, and God. That's it. I don't have faith in none of these guys. But these people act like these fighters can walk on water and they the best thing since sliced bread. I mean, it's all right to be a fan of them, but when you act like they don't do anything wrong or they invincible, that's when you stepping over boundaries that you don't need to step over. Because I like I said, anybody can be beat. I keep it 100 with anybody. If I say Antoine and Mr. Gary and Antonio, they all can be beat or they have flaws that they did something wrong and I call them out for it. I'm calling anybody else out on it. I'm not separating nobody from anything. If you're doing something wrong, if the next person do it, I gotta say they doing it wrong too. That's what I said. When I said that Shakur was sitting there running around the ring too much and he wasn't fighting, wasn't letting his hands go, he was pretty much fighting scared. When I saw Devin Haney do the same thing, I had to say Devin Haney did the same thing. I'm not going to separate it because I like Devin Haney or I like Shakur, whatever. I like all these guys equally. They all bring something in the ring that I like. Outside the ring, I don't know none of them personally. Outside of the Russells, I don't know none of these guys personally.
Hey, free. Is that you with your music, bro, in the background?
I ain't got no music.
Oh no, I'm hearing some music. Hold on 1 second. I don't want them to take the stream. Hold on 1 second. But we got the man of the hour, man. Country brother who was right about Canelo losing, man. I
Yeah,
call I called him. I called him. He said, "I told you, nigga. I told you."
yeah, man.
Salute, brother Norman. B Norm. What's up?
So, man, what's going on?
Hey,
There
so
you go.
I gotta ask you this out the gate, man. Were you shocked when you seen the king of boxing get beat by Bud, man?
I, I ain't know the king of boxing got beat, but you
That's
talking
his
about,
king.
oh, that's your king.
That's
Oh,
BVO king. I don't think it's prize fighter and D Freeze king. I don't know. I mean, but
gotcha. Yeah, I definitely know about there to say him the king of boxing.
crazy.
That's extreme.
Oh, didn't they have 100,000 people to go see him?
Like,
They was there to see Canelo.
I mean, he had to have an opponent. He didn't do 100,000 with nobody else. You remember him doing 100,000 fighting somebody else?
No, but he never fought in the stadium that big.
Oh, okay. So that's what it was. It was about the stadium.
But
Gotcha.
I thought what he did was pretty cool, man, because I was shocked that he did so well. That Bud did so well. But let me ask you this: when you see the horizon, man, you know y'all about to get in there with my man Devin Haney. Are you guys ready for the big lights? You think?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. That's the easiest part of it.
Yeah, and the reason I say that is because this is going to be a guy who's going to have movement, and we seen when you guys fought Buka Chica, we seen that the movement kind of bothered you guys, and the same thing with Randall. But I think with Randall is a little overstated. But what you guys think about somebody that's going to move and do all that, not giving away a game plan, but does that worry you at all?
Not at all. Don't worry about none of that.
Yeah. And one thing I was wondering though is in this case, it looks like Devin's the bigger man, and does that When you think about that, does that change your game plan when you know that he's the bigger man coming in?
Devin not the bigger man coming in.
He looked a little bigger than Junior
I
to
just
me.
feel like Devin's taller. I don't know if he's more like the width, of
Hold on one
Junior.
second. Hold on one second.
But yeah, I feel like Devin's just taller. Not necessarily bigger, but maybe taller. We'll have to see when
I
they,
mean, he
rehydrate.
looked, he looked, he looked, and maybe because Devin got a big head, he looked a lot bigger.
Yeah, it's going to look a little different on camera, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it always looked different on camera.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
But when they get in the ring though, I think Brian Norman might be shorter. I think Junior might be shorter, but I think he might fill out, he might be a little bit more huskier.
They're not. Oh man, I don't even feel like going to get it. They're literally the exact same height. He's not. He's not short.
Yeah. But that being said, when you get in there with a guy that could possibly be a future Hall of Famer, what do you think about it? Or it don't even come to mind?
I don't think nothing about it.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a future Hall of Famer now against a future Hall of Famer. That's how I feel about it.
Mm.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. This is a fight that's coming up. We got David Benavidez, man, getting ready to fight Anthony Yard. To me, the coolest nigga in the UK. My man Anthony Yard. What do you think about Yard and what do you think about Yard and Benavidez fight?
I mean, good, solid fight. I'm glad y'all are getting all these opportunities. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm pulling for Yard. I hope he can get the upset.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I want them to put respect on his name. That's all.
Yeah, I rock with Yard, Senior, but his gas tank is questionable, you
Right.
know, like he normally has success in the beginning of the beginning, like the first 6 rounds or whatever, but after
Yeah.
that, like in the back end, he starts to fade. You know what I mean? That's my only thing, but I think he can like pose a threat to Benavidez at first, but when he get to like 7 to 12, man, I feel like David gonna walk him down, man. And I rock with Yard. He one of the rare UK dudes I actually rock with, but I rock with Yard.
Well, when you get
Yeah.
a second, when you get a second, and you look at the two, what I mean, I'm sorry, you look at the fights where he get walked down or whatever the case may be. You got to understand, just like he see that, they see that. I mean, just like we see that, they see that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just because there was a problem one time or two before, doesn't mean that's going to always be the case. So, like I said, we shall see.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that, I don't know if you've been following this, but you got the new league coming out. I know you guys were top ranked, but you got a guy like Dana White in Turkey coming out doing the new league. What do you think about this new league? Because one thing I haven't heard about is health insurance. Is that something that you guys ever think about? Because I know you had some injuries. You was selling us out. You got some things fixed later on. What do you think about health insurance not being bought up in that new league? What do you think?
Health insurance, I mean, if you're gonna be self-employed, depending on the kind of money they're paying for, I'm self-employed myself. You can work out the health insurance. It won't be really be too tough. You can work that out.
Yeah,
But I feel like
the reason I say that is I had some
Good, BBO.
surgeries playing ball, and it took I ended up being able to get it through the school, but sometimes they won't insure you when you have these serious injuries, like if you have like had something done with your knee, your hips, your
Right, depending on
shoulders.
what you're doing, right compared to what you do. You're absolutely right about that. Yeah, I don't know. I ain't really put too much thought in that. Hopefully they get it worked out and hopefully they can get them some insurance, though. That's what the case is.
Yeah,
We're a long way to go from having it done, from having the actual Zuffa thing done. So, I think it's good for boxing. I think any avenue where these boxers can make more money and they can get themselves out there is good for boxing.
yeah. And the only reason I bring up health insurance because a couple weeks ago, a friend of mine, we got a chance to talk to the hitman Hearns, and he going through it medically, man. And people don't know the number one cause of bankruptcy in America is a medical emergency. And I can't imagine in a sport where you get hit in the head that there's no real. And like you said, being self-employed, you definitely got the inside track on it. But for those young guys who don't got you to kind of direct them, because I'm telling you, man, you could take some serious injuries playing boxing, football, any
You don't
contact
play
sport,
boxing.
and never be the same. I mean, never be the same. My legs and hips will never move the same again, B. Not like they used to.
Right.
They'll never move like
Yeah,
that.
you're absolutely right. But another thing about boxing itself is the actual events that you fight in. The training. The training is one thing. The working out and training is one thing, but the actual events that you fight in are insured. So if you get any injuries in those fights, then they'll be covered.
Yeah, it's funny you said that because a boxer told us that he had a fight, and because of that, he needed a tooth done. He waited until he about to fight and got that tooth handed.
Right, right, right.
And it and it was funny because I don't think people understand, man. Health insurance is so crucial to life, man.
Yeah.
It can actually, like, I go to the doctor 3 times a year, not because I'm sick or nothing. It's because I've learned that, hey, if I'm paying all this money, I gotta go make sure I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
So speaking of that, I wanted to ask you about a couple fighters, man. I don't know if you got a chance to see what we got with Emiliano Vargas and, of course, Abdullah Mason getting ready to get his first title shot. Do you think Abdullah Mason can live up to the hype that they got behind him as being that next one?
You say, I'm sorry, ask that question one more time.
No, I was saying you see that Abdullah Mason is getting ready to make his first chance at a title, and everybody's kind of crowned him as the next great young fighter. I'm saying, do you think he'll be able to live up to all that promise that they got behind him?
Do I think he'll be able to live up to it? I don't know. I mean, we'll never know. We all know he's a pretty good fighter. The level of fighter just needs to be seen. I don't know if he can live up to it or not. I don't know. I think he should be fine to a certain degree or whatever. But as far as like, the where they putting these guys, I don't know. We gotta see those. We gotta see that in real time.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I
Yeah.
think sometimes, man, I think a lot of times as fans, we fall in love with their talent first. And I think that sometimes that hurt the guys. But another one, another big fight coming up, man. I don't really root for him as much no more because he came out racist. But you got Teofimo going against Shakur. Man, I call him Shakur Sanchez. We think about Shakur and Teo fight.
I said from the beginning, I didn't think that fight was going to happen. I could be wrong. I got a question for you. It's been talked about for a minute now. Anybody else heard anything else about that fight being closer to being made than it was before?
I haven't heard of that.
I haven't.
Yeah, I've been saying I didn't think the fight was going to happen when they was talking about it going to happen. When they said it was going to happen, I was like, nah, it's not. The fight not going to happen. Tio ain't going to fight nobody. Tio ain't going to fight. You're not going to fight Shakur, especially after what he's been dealing with. You feel what I'm saying? He had got pretty much blackballed by Turkey. He had got blackballed by Top Rank, or whatever else, but Money Talk, BS Walk. So that's why it was so interesting to see it. But he ain't gonna be so with that being said, it's not gonna be on his terms to a certain degree, 100% on his terms. I just can't see him taking no fight. That's all. I could be wrong.
I think it's a tough fight for Tio. I think he can beat him. I think he can definitely beat him. I
It's a
just don't
tough
know.
fight. It's a tough fight for both of them that needs to be had. That's what it is.
I think Shakur smoke him.
It's a fight for both of them that needs to be had because all of you talk about who the best and who the this and who the that is enough already. Let's get to these fights. We was getting the Hagler Hearns and the Hearns Leonard and you know what I'm saying, and the Roberto Duran and then the Hearns. We was getting all of those fights. Back in the day, we was getting a chance to see who was the best at the time, and then they lose, come back, win. come back. Look, we was getting those fights at the time. This time we get back to that. Why is it always so hard to make a fight? That's what we got to get away from. You know what I'm saying? And with these younger guys coming up, such as Abdullah Mason, such as Kermel Mobley, such as a Jahad Tucker, such as a Jaleel Hackett, such as a Brian Norman Jr. With all the guys coming up and the way they talking, I like the energy they coming with. And I mean, I think they're willing to fight and fight the best and show that they are the best. So I think that's the good thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I seen that face off when Junior was talking to Devin. He was talking pretty crazy, man.
I can't wait, man.
Yeah,
Because I rock with both of y'all, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I rock
appreciate
with
that.
Dev. But, you know, I feel like when your son won the belt, I feel like we was the first channel. And I'm not blowing gas, bro. I feel like we was the first channel because we had a whole moment about how he won the title, how everything went down. And then a couple weeks later, because we was smaller at the time, it gained traction. But nobody was talking about that shit first but us, bro. And I promise you that. I rock with both of y'all, win, lose, or draw. And that's how I'm gonna stay neutral.
No, it's all
Hey,
good.
B
It's
Norman
all
know we
good.
cover the Spanish niggas. He know that.
That's cool, yeah, but I rock with it. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
rock with it. I'm talking about this fight. I
Yeah,
rock with
No,
both of
I'm just
y'all.
saying that's why
I
I was
rock with
ready for us
you.
to cover B Norman Jr. He
yeah.
wasn't Spanish, but I seen him fighting like a Mexican. I said, I like this guy.
Yeah.
Where's his sombrero
Yeah.
at?
You remember we did a whole segment. Nobody was talking about it. We came
Hey,
like
they
2-3
wasn't.
days in a row
Right,
talking
right.
about your son winning the belt. Nobody was,
And when
because it wasn't that
he
big.
styled on him, hey, I don't know if that was on purpose. When he styled on him like that, man, like they was in the club. You know, we used to go to the club back in the day,
Yeah, of
stand in
course, it
front
was
of that little man,
of course
somebody do a picture.
of course it was on purpose in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was some emotion. It was some emotions going on in there. Some things that was being done that people didn't see. Some things being said by the crowd. Like there was a lot going on there. So of course it was done on purpose by Brian Norman Jr. But he was just letting y'all know who he is, what he is, and he was letting y'all know that, hey man, get this guy up out of here. That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
no doubt.
I gotta say this from watching the fight. We talk about your boy Devin Haney. We talking about a guy that's on a different level. And my main thing is, I'm wondering, will you guys struggle cutting the ring off because he's not going to come to you like we seen Sasaki come to you. We seen guys come to you. Like I just don't think that he's going to come to you. I'm just wondering how you guys are going to combat that because we seen the Jose Ramirez fight. He don't mind putting on his track shoes and just boxing.
I mean, as simple as this. If he wants to land some shots, if you want to get some points, if you want to win some rounds, you don't just win rounds by running. You got to actually land to win rounds. And in this case, in order for him to land, he got to step to Brian Norman Jr. at some point in time. He got to stop at some point in time and trade, whether it's for a split second, whether it's for 2 seconds, 3 seconds, whether it's trying to box. He got to stand there and get that work in at time or two. We're not really worried about what he gonna do. Again, people got to understand it's 2 people in the ring. He has to worry about what we gonna do. You feel what I'm saying? We're not. You can't go in with the mentality of worried about what that person is gonna do. And for me, that's just a crazy thing. Like, okay, why not make them worry about what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Why not you just come up with some shit on your own? Why I gotta be one sided? So. It is what it is or whatever else. But again, we here to show them. That's why we here to show them. That's why we here doing what we doing. That's why we here upsetting the apple cart. We here, showing our face, stepping on whatever we can step on, where we can step on it. And we calling out whoever we can call out when we can get him in the ring, and that's what it is. So we're going to knock him down one by one, Devin Stone with Devin Haney.
Okay.
And the thing I will say, I got 2 things I've seen with Devin. Devin's still doing that bow and arrow bull crap. So that scares me to death. He's still punching with that hand down over that left ear. I know you. If I've seen it, I know you've seen that. He's still doing that bow and arrow crap. And I'm just wondering, do you think, and I could be wrong, but sometimes it seems like Junior is too offensive. Will that work against him against Devin, or what you think? Because he always looking to kind of like for the next punch.
a leopard can't change his spots. A leopard can't change his spots. He can't really change who he is, especially when he get down and dirty in the game and get it doing what he actually does. And when you go back and look at how Devin actually wins and look at his magnitude and actually what you win in, and if you knew what you was looking at, because that you can get caught up in some other stuff. You can get caught up in what the announcers are telling you. You can get caught up in, what the people are saying. You can get caught up in what the public is saying and what they're telling you is going on. But when you got your own eyes and you're looking for yourself and you understand what's happening, then it's a whole different story. So you'll see come November 22nd.
I'll just say this. It really shocked me that Devin is still doing that bow and arrow crap when he throw his jab. I don't know
Again,
what. I
leopard
guess
don't change his
I didn't.
spot. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, but that's what got him crushed. That's what got
But
him crushed, man.
understand. You can go back. You can go back and you can watch. He's done that all of his career. He was just in there with
Yeah.
smaller guys that couldn't reach him when he did it. And
Okay.
that's what I've been trying to say to people. That's what I've been telling people. Of course, them won't listen to me, but it's simple as that. It's simple as that. It's simple as when you hit me, you are opening yourself up to be hit. You are opening yourself up to be counted. You know what I'm saying? Because you're in there with somebody with the same reach as you, if not an inch more reach than you, that knows what they're doing. So you really just put yourself in harm's way. But that's what I'm telling you. That's what it is, and that's what makes this fight so intriguing. They are so even, and when it comes to certain things, when it comes to height, when it comes to reach, when it comes to age, when it comes, you know what I'm saying? They so even when it comes to certain things. So that's another thing. That's another thing that's making this fight so hype, and why so many people are looking forward to seeing this fight. Right now, this is the next biggest thing in boxing coming up right now.
Oh, it's the biggest thing coming up for sure. I mean,
yeah.
I think the main thing is with this win, either way, this is going to be good for both guys because you look at Devin, if he's able to beat the blackest, strongest nigga at 147 from Atlanta, you know how y'all Atlantis do. That's the only.
That's why his mic shut off, because that was crazy. But BVO, my brother, but I get it. But like I said, it's good for both of y'all. Like I said, I rock with both of y'all. Both of y'all are black fathers like myself, and y'all do great with your sons. I have a 22-year-old son. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind my son being like Brian Norman. You went out.
Hey,
did y'all hear me?
He said he didn't want to hear what you had to say. Go ahead.
I ain't saying it like that. Nah. But I said that was crazy what you said, because you said biggest, blackest nigga. That was crazy. You gotta watch some
country boys, but hey, that's what it is. Brian know
what
I'm talking about.
I don't look at it like that. I just look at it as another brother.
No, you gotta look at it like you gotta look at it like that, because you talking about. Hold on, let me say this. You talking about a non-puncher that keep fighting the biggest fucking punchers. That don't happen in boxing.
Right.
Niggas who can't punch don't do that. Am I wrong, Brian? Is that have you seen guys that's not punchers get in there with punches though like this?
I mean, when you elite boxers or when you can do certain things, then you can do that like a Floyd Mayweather. He can do that to certain guys to a certain degree when he know he got certain advantages over him. You know what I'm saying? They want to test himself. So, I mean, we've seen it done. We've seen it done before. But like
I don't really buy into the hype about. Go ahead.
How about this? In today's world, no, it's not being done. But that's why Devin gets so much credit for taking this fight, or for for actually going through with this fight, and he get credit for on all ends. I think when it comes to going through with the fight.
Yeah. All I'm basically saying is that we don't, like you said, we don't see it a lot. And the thing about Floyd, people forget, Floyd wasn't a big puncher, but he was a sharp puncher. And when somebody got a sharp punch to him, you just can't run in on him. You might get your nose broke. you know what I mean? That's the only thing, because I knew Floyd was a sharp puncher. The fact that Miguel Cotto, even though he made Floyd fight, he didn't run in on him.
But
You remember when Sean Porter fought Paulie Malignaggi? He ran his ass
He
down.
destroyed him.
Damn, it tackled him.
I ain't never
So
seen nothing like that, bro.
that's what I mean when I say if a dude is a sharp puncher, man, you can't run in on him. But I give y'all a lot of credit for it, man. I love to hear you talk about other fighters other than just your son, because you don't get no credit, but the country boy knows boxing, man. He knows
yeah,
boxing,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
So
yeah, man. I'm all over the place, man. I had to, coming in the game, realizing, that was something I had to learn. I didn't, that was new to me. This internet boxing wasn't out when I was boxing.
Right.
I wasn't on the internet. I wasn't on no social media, even though it was the age of it. I wasn't on Facebook. I wasn't on Instagram. I wasn't on nothing around that time when I was boxing. So this
Right.
right here is a new age. It's a new thing. Everybody has a voice, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. Example, like how some fighters coming out moving and they asking for fights, and you can yourself ask for a fight. You can yourself call for fights. You can yourself say what you want to say. So, like I say, everybody got a mouthpiece. Everybody got a voice. And I mean, it is this age of boxing is where it's at, if you ask me right
Hmm.
now, because you can put your own, you can write your own histories out there.
With the social media and the going live, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
you can
saying?
write. Yeah, you can
That's
say what
lit.
you want to say. Yeah, you can say
Yeah.
what you want to say. Do what you want to do.
Like
And
imagine when B Norman Jr. go live. He gonna have like mad people in his live, bro. Cause he
right,
gonna
that's what they're trying to
we
see.
want
What
to
he got
hear
to
what he's
say.
gonna say. And
They
I
want to hear
think
what
some
he
of these
gonna
fighters
say.
should go live. Norman
Absolutely.
Jr., Jaleel, they should go live more a lot.
Right, right.
Talk they ish. Get up there, talk your ish.
what get me though, B, is like a lot of these younger dudes. I got a 6-year-old. A lot of younger people are like mutes compared to me and you, man.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was somewhere with my daughter, man. She's sitting there, a room full of people. Like I wanted to hit her in the back of the head. Like what the hell? How
Absolutely,
you go?
man. I'm
How you
I'm with
sit
you
here
on
silent?
that. I'm with you
How
on
you gonna
that.
sit here silent, man?
I
I
t-
mean,
I told
she's
I
sitting there
told people
silent, bro.
I told people this story before. My oldest son, he started. My son, 31 years old, right? My oldest son, 31 years old. He was about 14 or so. We were leaving out the neighborhood. So we're leaving our neighborhood. He in the car. We on our street. We leaving. We about to turn. We passed a group of his friends. He looking straight ahead. I'm turning. I threw my hand up at him, and then we turned. I was like, "What y'all don't rock together no more? Y'all don't rock?" He was like, "What you talking about?" I see your boys. Y'all don't rock no more. He was like, "Yeah, we cool." I didn't even speak to him. What's going on? You feel what I'm saying? They just, I don't know how they are, man. They can speak all they want on social media, text message, and everything else. But when they get in front of each other, they can't talk. They mute. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Uh-huh.
Hey, be on the phone all day, man. You be
All
like,
day,
get off
and
that
when they
phone.
see each other, they can't damn talk. It's crazy, man. Oh, it's crazy.
Hmm.
Hey, but speaking of that, man, I was gonna ask you, man, what is it like when you get a chance? I know you guys been up there to see all the stuff with Top Rank. Is it unreal to be working with a guy like Bob Arum?
See, it's unreal to be working with a guy like Bob Arum. Man, I mean, coming from where we came from, it's not unreal. It seems like it's just what we at where we need to be. You know what I'm saying, to some degree or whatever else. And we getting a chance to prove what we are. We we're getting the opportunity, which I told my son he's going to get the opportunity. I got the opportunity. I dropped the ball on a few of my opportunities. So it's just him getting his opportunity. So it's not amazing. It's expected to get that opportunity. Everybody gets an opportunity, whether they B side, whether they A side. You are going to get an opportunity. You just got to seize on the opportunity and take advantage of the opportunity. That's it. So I feel like we at what we supposed to be.
I'm proud of y'all, man. Like I said,
Appreciate
I rock with both of y'all. You know,
it.
I
Yes, I
wouldn't mind
will.
my
Appreciate it.
son being like Brian or Devin. I think both of y'all inspire me. You
And
know
it's
what
a
I'm
nigga
saying?
who rich saying this, B.
Man, I don't care
Appreciate
about
it.
Brian's
none of
rich.
that,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Man,
Appreciate
listen,
Brian's is rich, man.
forget about all of that,
it.
bro. I'm talking about what you do as a black father, you
Right.
and Bill. And I know y'all go back and forth, and y'all do what y'all do, and I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I was like that with my son with basketball. You know what I'm saying? I was like y'all. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying. I respect y'all, man, and it don't matter who win, lose, or draw. It don't matter. I rock with both of y'all.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, big dog.
You know
Yeah,
already.
salute with up, bro. Them young brothers putting their on the line, putting
Yeah.
their face card on the line, stepping up, showing the new generation how it needs to be done, leading the new generation, showing them how they need to be moving. And again, Devin Haney always had my respect because of that, and because of how he moved. And Brian Noble Jr. deserves the same amount of respect, and we're gonna keep showing that. And it ain't gonna stop with Devin Haney. It's gonna keep going. Y'all gonna see.
Hey, I'll put like this. Y'all definitely better than me because with a come forward style, it's always hard fighting them slick black niggas, man. You seen it with Terrence Crawford, man. You seen it with Terrence beat the dog out of Canelo, bro. It was like Canelo's feet was like in sand. I was
But
like,
I mean, the thing about the
you gotta
slick
make
black
me fight
fight,
niggas like him.
the
Go
thing
ahead.
about the slick black fighter and the come forward type fighter, that's what people don't understand. B is not just a come forward type fighter. That's just what they think he is. You do what you need to do to work for you at that time. You know what I'm saying? You fight off the back foot when it's time to fight off the back foot. You're slick when it's time to be slick. You punch when it's time to punch. You eat when it's time to eat. Simple as that. So again, people can have their opinions. They can think what they want to think, but that's where the skills go. And that's what the skills show in the ring. And again, November 22nd, we get to show them skills.
Hey, and the thing that's so funny about this, man, is that when you study boxing overall, I know you said that Brian's not that, but it's like Gorilla Zoe said, man. We ain't seen nothing yet to show us that he's not. You in the gym with him, but we haven't seen nothing. So it's like that's why we say, and I think it's a good thing because one thing I've learned is that if you want to be a great, you gotta kind of put it on the line. And I think y'all putting on the line make exciting fights because when you seen Brian down versus Booker Chicken, man, a lot of niggas as young as Brian would have quit. You know that. They would have quit.
Right, absolutely. Yeah.
Because I'm be honest, I seen Canelo, the biggest thing in the game, quit. He quit.
Right.
Can't nobody tell me different because he was getting his ass whooped that bad. He said, you know what? Forget this.
Right.
And I'll never forget, I seen Canelo got a little witch in him, man, because he let the little black dude come in there and beat him to death. That's not supposed to happen like that, bro.
Right.
That's not supposed to happen like that. So that's what I mean when I say that, like, football, boxing, it'll show you if you a punk or not, man. It'll show you.
Absolutely. Canelo was at the highest level, and like you said, we've seen how he acted when he didn't get his way. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand and, like you said, respect these younger guys that's still in there doing it when they didn't get their way. Like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight, he didn't get his way. That didn't stop him. He came back. He kept trying, but he didn't get his way. You know what I'm saying? He didn't quit. Now, one time he ended the fight on his feet. He ended the fight still trying. Again, people get it mixed up. They always thinking that I'm hating. They always thinking that people, nah. I'm going to give credit what credit is due. And he deserves all the credit in the world for that.
Yeah. Hey, but I'm going to say this, man. I appreciate you coming through. Say you, man. You my
Sure.
God, man.
Yes.
And hopefully, win, lose, or draw, man, we'll see you again. Because I know one thing, man. Y'all got a hell of a fight on y'all's hands, bro. Hey,
all day. You're gonna see me again with and lose the draw. But I'll see y'all in the winner's circle November the 23rd, November 22nd, November 23rd.
Yeah.
I'll see y'all in the winner's circle, man. Y'all see what's going on. 29-0, 23 knockouts.
All right, we'll see you there then. Say no more.
Oh, we see you there, man.
Okay.
Appreciate you,
man.
Peace.
Sure. Hey, but shout out to B Norm. I hear
that
my
was
boy
love right
Scholar. I hear my boy Scholar being a doggone dickhead as usual. But you gotta understand that Scholar, man.
Scholar's crazy.
Scholar's like that dude from the Little Rascals, man. Alfalfa, he an alfalfa type of nigga. He don't mean no harm. He just a goofball. So you can't take what Scholar say bad because he a goofball. You know, I'm gonna keep it real. He one of the nicest guys you can talk to, man. You know, this nigga who probably still play with Pokemon cards, man. So shout out to my man Scholar, man. When he be talking, he just be talking, man. Don't y'all get mad at Scholar, man. You know, shout out to Scholar. But
that was
I'll
love
tell you,
though. That's why you should You know, you people, not you people, that was crazy. But that's why you brothers and sisters and everybody should have a membership here at BVO Boxing, because you know you never know. You see that? I know y'all love that pop up interview. That was love right there. You know what I'm saying? And you only can get that from BVO pop ups. You know what I mean? So subscribe, like, comment, hate, hit the dislike button, hit the like button. We love all that shit over here. Excuse my language, but we love it all. You know what I mean? And that's what we do.
Yeah.
We're gonna just come out here and we're gonna give y'all what y'all want. Y'all channel members that paid, this is why y'all paid us. You know what I'm saying? Cause we'll have
I'm
Brian
gonna say
Norman
this
Sr.
though.
drop by.
I'm gonna say this. When I called Coach, he was asleep. So I appreciate him coming up. He was asleep, man.
Yeah, he
But you
was
gotta
definitely
remember,
asleep.
he probably been in that gym all day.
That's why I say he was lit.
He probably been in that
It
gym
probably
all
is a
day.
little
But yeah,
both.
man,
It's a little bit of both, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to him. Like I said, he's a great black father. Bill's a great black father, and I wouldn't mind my son to
I can
be like
honestly
either
say,
one of their kids. And for everybody that got young kids, you shouldn't mind if your kid
yo,
was
what's
like
going
Brian
on,
and
Scott? How
Devin.
you doing?
Hey,
Scholar.
shout out to my homie Prize, BVO.
Mm-hmm.
BVO, I didn't think you had it in you, brother. I didn't think you had. I bet on the other side of that camera you was Indian style. You know, when B. Norman pulled up and them lights was dim, you ever seen the Dark Knights when Batman was interrogating the Joker inside that room? All that Black Jesus stuff you be talking, all that left your vocabulary, brother. So I love it. I love it. Maybe
Oh
that's what I'm gonna have to start doing. I'm gonna pull up to my own panel with a picture of B. Norman Senior, so BVO can get some act right over there, because he go over there and show out.
Say it again.
You like to go over to my channel and show out. You know what I mean? You like Clark Kent over here. You know what I mean? You go over there and be Superman. You go over there and just do anything.
Hold on, man. You come in disrespecting my moderator. You're talking crazy, man. What are you doing? What are you trying to prove?
Disrespect to your mother. What you talking about?
I didn't say my mama. I said my moderator.
What you talking about?
Angie, baby. That's what I moderated, dog.
Man, hold on. First off, bro. First things first. I've been knowing Angie way before she even came to the boxing set. That's first thing. So Angie knows that I'm joking. And then secondly,
No, man. Listen, stop this coonery, bro. You don't gotta explain yourself. Stop this
oh
coonery.
no. We definitely need to understand it. I'm gonna just do it a little bit less docile than you did with B. Norman Senior. So shout out to B. Norman Senior, man.
Yeah,
Matter of
for
fact, let me
sure.
change my picture
Oh,
real
what I'm
quick.
supposed to do? The nigga
I
half
want all that
asleep. What I'm
Black
supposed to
Jesus
say?
stuff you be talking. Man, when B. Norman, hey, look, hey,
I said all that.
But Scholar, he asked him the questions. I don't know if you didn't catch it, but I feel like he asked the question.
what'd he say? What'd he say verbatim? I might have missed it.
I
I
can't do
asked
that.
him, what do you think about going in there with
I can't
probably
do
one
that.
of the most gifted boxers alive? He told me what he thought. He wasn't worried about it. He ready, but he locked in, man. He locked in. So, I mean, I don't expect the coach to help me with my little talking points, because he locked in, man. This is, all jokes aside, this is going to be a huge fight for him and his son, bro.
Yes,
This
it is.
is a life-changing payday, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
And a
say what
life-changing
you
fight.
will,
Imagine if he wins. How old is he?
but think about this. Scholar, on the real tip. Me and you were talking to dudes on the come up that's actually seeing the money me and you red niggas was making. Me and you getting access to guys like that. So I appreciate that, because unlike most, I don't want to be talking to the air. I don't. I mean, Reggie Sweet told me best. He said, man, you could talk to the air or you could talk to me. Which one you want to do? And I thought to myself, I'm going to talk to you. I want to talk to you. It's that simple, bro. It's that simple, because if you think about it, it's nothing but talking heads who have no real substance about what they even talking about. They don't even know what they just saying stuff. We had Uncle Stitch on. A dude was like, hey, Stitch, if I stack the tape, will that give me an advantage? Stitch said, no, it won't. Stitch said, if you put some cast material on there, it'll give you an advantage. But if you just put on regular tape, it's nothing. And that's what I mean when I say you can debunk a lot of crap, because boxing is like conspiracy theorists. Everybody's conspiracy theorist. It's always a reason why something happened. And it's got to be the most effed up reason. It's like something that you wouldn't even think about. Like, oh, he was on Osterine. Bro, I never heard of Osterine to Ryan was on it. Did you guys?
No, negative.
Nah.
Never.
We don't think that, but it ain't our job to know. It's to testing people's
Right.
job.
But no, but
Yeah,
you know,
that's
this is
them
what I'm
them
saying,
people know.
Scholar. How
Like
the
my
hell would we know
brother-in-law
that?
knew what that was though. Like my brother-in-law, he do the gym and he knows some of them dudes be in there tweaking, you know what I mean? So yeah, he knew what that was though. But I never, me personally, prize fighter, never heard of it. I was like, what? I sure ain't never heard of that shit. Had to go look it up and like, oh, this nigga cheating. You know what I'm saying?
And see,
Shit
and
like
that's what
that.
I mean when I say, like, when I talk to you, Scholar, it's a different level of boxing talk because me and you know the game. A lot of people are talking off emotions and they're not using their eyes.
You gotta remember, BVO is more of them than it is us, though. So that's why you gotta
I like to
keep
come
it.
forward style. So I'm more inclined to give a guy credit for coming forward because how I learned to watch boxing was watching HBO. Jim Lampley told me at a young age, the person who shows the most aggression wins every fight. That's what I was told. Right, wrong, or indifferent, however you learn something is usually how you're going to take it, no matter how much information you get. So that's what I
You
mean
got
when
to
I
remember,
say that.
Scholar, he grew up different. Like as far as watching boxing, nothing to do where he come from, nothing like that. But as far as watching boxing, you got to remember that we're a little bit older than
How many
him.
times I tell you I love Jim Lampley? What you tell me,
Yeah,
Scholar? Man, he sucks. He's
yeah,
horrible.
he does.
He's horrible.
And you know what? When I was a
Hold on,
kid,
Scholar.
I loved
I'm gonna
Jim
ask you,
too.
Scholar. Hey, Scholar, let me ask you this: how many times did me and you talk, and you told me how horrible Jim Lampley was?
Yeah,
Am I lying about this?
Nah, it's a bunch.
yeah, right. So Jim Lampley,
Why
and I
is
was the
that?
same
Because
way,
let me say
Scholar.
this, bro. Let me say this. And I genuinely love Jim Lampley. I caught myself watching him do the little PBC, like I guess he'd be at the crib eating Oreos doing the calling a couple fights. I loved it. It brought me back to being a kid. And not even just Jim Lampley, it was the surroundings because sometimes these guys become the soundtrack to your life. I remember being in the room with my Uncle Brent, who's no longer here, my Uncle James. We watching this big black dude, George Foreman, come back. He ain't fought in all this time. I'm a little kid, like, dang.
BVO
Jim Lampley talking about Michael Moore. He's down. Man, I still remember watching that, bro. That was my first fight. I can remember being really young.
Larry, yeah,
I couldn't believe George Foreman. Bro, did you see how he looked like a slab of meat when he got in there, Scott?
That time Larry and Floyd went at it. I know, right? But that time,
I'm gonna ask you this, Scholar, because I
Floyd
want to
and
hear from you,
Larry was
Scholar.
crazy.
I'm gonna ask you this, Scholar. Did you ever think you would see some of the stuff you seen from that George Foreman, the old one? He was beating niggas up. What would you say about that?
You talking about inside the ring or outside? Because he was also Jolly too.
Here you go. I'm
That's a
talking about
fact.
inside the ring, bro.
He crossed the picket line. I'm a union man, so I always got to stand on my union stuff. But nevertheless, he was a great fighter.
I think you can't separate the two, BVO. You got to remember this. You know, there's some fighters. Well, people don't realize fighters will grasp onto anything. I remember Teddy Atlas was talking about he trained Wilfred Benitez, which is crazy because he had no business. He was like 21 years old. He was just only his attachment to Cus D'Amato is why he was in the camp because Cus was too old to do it. So Teddy did the hands-on stuff. But he said he had like a jar by his bed and it was like for good luck. And it had something, I can't remember what he said it was in there. But he was like, that's when he knew that fighters are just like everybody else. The only difference is they will face their fears and get inside the ring. And George Foreman, what he grasped onto was intimidation. Oh, you think you read about me? Breaking bones? Take this right hand. Bam. And they hit him. They discouraged for the entire fight. But what George Foreman came to realize that intimidation will work on 95% of people. The other 5%, Muhammad Ali, you're gonna have to be every bit of that. And what happens when the intimidation don't work? Deontay Wilder had to learn. You remember his face in the second Tyson Fury fight? That's what it looks like when intimidation don't work. And that's when you got to go to your reserves of character. So George Foreman, when he lost to Muhammad Ali in Zaire, he knew, or he figured out. It took him 10 years to figure this out. But he figured out that, you know what? Maybe I don't have to be a villain to the people, because if you're scared of people, it trickles down. But the people will also root for somebody to beat you too, just by being scared of you. They rooted against Sonny Liston. When you have Wilder, when you have that persona of unapproachable, that like a wild tiger, people will root for somebody to beat you. They don't like to feel threatened around somebody, especially if they're not approachable, interviewable, any of that stuff. Like the interviewers were scared of George Foreman. Like they would be interviewing him, and I remember one day he said something to somebody. They were like, "What are you going to do if Muhammad Ali wins?" He was like, "Excuse me." Yeah, that'll be the last question for today. Like that dude was scared for his life when interviewing George Foreman. And George Foreman realized that you get more when the people root for you, when they think you're an approachable
That
champion.
Foreman was massive, man. Remember that riot that happened? Who was it? The Fan Man or something like that?
Yeah.
And Foreman was punching. I was like, damn, whoever caught them fades was, man.
Oh, wait, hold on. Fan Man, he was commentating.
I know, that's what I'm saying. And then and Jim Lampley was like, George Foreman's protecting us. You remember?
Oh, yeah, got you. Boys, don't do it, boys. Don't do that, boys.
Right. Foreman was like a savage, dog. Like I said, I know, like outside the ring, man, whatever. But inside the ring, George Foreman is a savage, man. Him and Ron Lyles is my favorite fight of all time, man.
Oh, that was a beautiful fight.
That fight there, when
boxing.
I introduce somebody to boxing, I show them that first. And then we can go to the fights, and then we can watch more fights. But I'm gonna show them that first, for sure.
You know the thing I'll say, Scott, that I think is crazy about some fighters. Some guys don't mind passing away in the ring. I remember when Floyd got caught by Mosley. He said, "You gonna have to kill me, B." And he wasn't playing, bro.
No, unalive. We had to unalive.
Oh, sorry, my mistake.
No,
he said, I'm one of the, you gonna have to unalive me, man. You gotta do something to me. And I'm still thinking like, go ahead.
You know what I said to that, BVO? Captain Crunch, captivating, Sir Cap-a-lot. Floyd was in there with a non-killer. That's why he had that mentality.
What?
Yeah, Mosley was not no killer, bro. Mosley is probably one of the most timid fighters of all time, bro.
Oh,
you know what?
I'm surprised at that.
Prize, I want you to do some investigation on this, Prize, because I remember I was young. I was a YN whenever Mosley was on the.
Me too.
Mosley
35 and 32 knockouts.
He was a bad boy at the lighter weights, but he also was on that. This is the Balco days. He was one of the Balco fighters.
Man, we didn't know what that stuff was back then, Skylar.
But he still was taking it. He still was taking it.
He probably didn't know. He probably thought it was a regular substance.
No. So that's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. I found this out when I got older too. So Mosley he do a couple interviews, and he always say this, and he's not lying. He say, "Well, I never had a positive test." He's not lying, but his name was in the records. So he had to do a deposition video where he had to admit that he knew what he was taking, because he kept telling them he didn't know what he was taking. Because he was scared.
Shit wasn't out back then, Scott.
No, but in the deposition video, he said he knew what he was taking. He told him that they gave him.
But let me actually hold on. I don't want to interrupt. I want you to finish. But that's because that was court. Maybe his lawyer told him that.
Yeah.
No, because they refused it. Him and the lawyer kept refusing it until they thought that something would happen. I think after they told him it was just a deposition video and he wouldn't do any jail time, that's when he came clean about everything that he did. Because you got to remember, BVO, people gonna deny if they think they'll get in trouble. If you tell them ain't nothing gonna happen, we need to take down Victor Conte, and we need the truth. Oh, well, let me tell you what Victor Conte did.
Oh shit,
that's a good point.
Go ahead, get tight.
So on the deposition video, he said that they said, "Did you know it was EPO?" He was like, "Yeah, I know it was EPO." And he said, "What happened?" And he said
EPO?
The guy's name.
What's EPO? I'm not familiar with that
EPO is it helps you produce more red blood cells. It's an anabolic steroid.
Oh, for oxygen?
Yeah. And
okay.
He was taking that, and he was taking like a cocktail. He was taking 2 injections or something. I don't know what the other something was, but he was taking that as well. And he said that they gave him the schedule. They told him when to take it, how to take it, and everything. And he would do it. And he was out there getting results. But after Shane Mosley had that positive test, he kind of didn't do nothing in the sport of boxing. I'm just saying, he struggled a lot. He looked human. Seen him dominated. You know what I mean? Winky Wright was putting paws on him. I'm just saying, I don't know how much of him was God gifted because he cheated. And then the fact that he was a quote unquote elite fighter that couldn't get away from the most basic punch they teach you when you go in the gym, a jab. Shane Mosley might be the most overrated fighter in the history of sport. One of
even
them.
what he did.
I disagree, Scott.
Let me get in here real quick.
Go ahead,
I'm gonna get out the way.
BVO.
All I'm saying is what he did at lightweight. You can only say he's probably the only real rival to Roberto Duran at lightweight. Shane Mosley. I'm talking about his just skill total package. Was he taking it? Are they saying he took it way back then too? Or this
Yes,
is
that's what I'm. That's the thing about cheating.
Okay, I didn't know
When you
that.
get busted, we what we gonna do? You already lying to us by telling us you natural and you taking something. So now we gotta take your word when you actually started juicing.
But
You
I
get what I'm
feel like they
saying?
didn't. That stuff wasn't out like that, Scholar. I feel like that. Him and Tony. I don't think Tony. He was overweight. He was always, he wasn't the most in shape, muscular Greek god like what they call him nowadays. He didn't have that, and I feel like Tony
Well,
caught a bad deal. I
they
feel
had
like he
steroids
was
in the
listening to
70s though.
people.
Price, I will say this because I'm a big Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. That's just one of my favorite people.
Yeah, me too.
And Arnold
Sure.
Schwarzenegger said in the 70s steroids was a problem. Back when Jack LaLanne
But they was
and it was
doing
like
some different kind of stuff, BVO.
think
The
about this.
boxers wasn't trying to bulk up with muscles like that.
But think about this. Look at Jack LaLanne, right? That's what natural bodybuilders look like. The thing that made Arnold so incredible was he showed you a physique we had never seen. We had never seen guys that big. I mean, so that's what I mean when I say I don't know much about steroids. I can't speak about
Me
it with
either. We're not
intelligence.
chemists.
But what I'm saying this, Scholar, what you're saying is true that you can't tell because you're gonna just think he cheated the whole time. If that's what you're saying, I now that you said that, it's like, dang, if he was cheating
I
back
feel like
then,
that was some new-ish. What year Balco come out? Like, you got to do some real research. Like, Scholar might
but
know
this
that
is
stuff.
science. This is scientist we're talking about. People don't realize Victor Conte in his field is a genius. I mean,
Yeah,
as far as
no doubt.
chemics, we seen the clear. We never heard, dude. Marion Jones in the 2000 Olympics became a breakaway star for doing the stuff that we seen her doing, and I heard that she was very just
Well,
above average.
how about we use Lance? Let's use Lance instead of Miriam.
He just too.
That's what I'm
Yeah, he
saying.
just too.
Let's use him instead of Miriam.
The only reason I
No, we
don't know
got to
much
use
about
Marion
Lance,
because Marion's attached to the Balco stuff.
I
and what
know.
I'm
I
saying
was
is
trying to swerve that, but Scholar, so
she's the poster child for the clear. I think you got to
yeah,
remember that
for
the
sure.
And
whole
then
clear.
you look at the
Go ahead.
time. Marion Jones was what, like 2000? Victor Conte was
2000.
busted in 2004.
That's what I'm
Like, all right,
saying, Scholar. They didn't know what they thought there was some new stuff that probably was legit. You know what I'm saying? And there's like, oh, cool, this dude, he can enhance
No,
my
her
endurance.
ex. No, listen. This is the thing about it, Prize. With scholars, I'm looking it up right now.
I
It's
ain't making
true.
excuses.
No,
I'm just saying.
listen. Marion Jones' ex-husband told her everything, so she was lying. That's what I mean. You got to remember, she was lying. It wasn't us. I mean, you were in high school back then. How would you know? How would we know? He said
That's
that
what
he
I'm
told
saying.
Marion from the beginning that this is steroids. What you're taking is steroids. And Marion got up there. She cried. She was America's sweetheart. People don't remember. Like, talk about what's her name? Simone Biles. Marion Jones was like triple as popular as her. I mean,
Yeah.
and she. I don't know. Have you ever seen a fall from grace like that? Scholar, steroids related.
Lance. Oh, yeah, I done seen it. I
What
done
was he
seen it.
taking, Scholar Lance? Because whatever he
EPO.
took, he grinded all his teeth down to nothing. His teeth, because he tore his ACL and he wouldn't stop riding the bike, and he tore his ACL. Go look it up, and he grinded all his teeth down. What was he on?
So I don't know anything about that pride, but this is what I do know. So Lance Armstrong had the most sophisticated cheating system, way more sophisticated than Victor Conte's, because he was on EPO. So what he would do is he would juice with the EPO and produce more red blood cells, right? And then he would take that blood from his body and freeze it, and then let it go back down to normal levels, test, and then like do the IV before the match so he can
OG
get the
Crush,
doping.
DP. Go ahead, Scholar.
Yeah, so he would put the IV back in so he can get the doping blood. But I was going to say this about not knowing what they take. The thing about what you're saying, bro. Think about what you're saying. So Victor Conte has this new product, and it's undetectable to the steroid test, but they think it's perfectly clean.
That's tough.
Well, let me
They
ask
can't
you
go
this.
back and forth with you. I'm not the one, man.
Well, let me ask you this. When Muhammad Ali was using CMOS, right? People don't realize that CMOS, I think it has what? 98 out of 102 vitamins in
That's
your body.
natural, though, ain't it?
But no, hold on, let me finish.
CMOS.
No, I'm being honest. That's something that Angie in his book talked about. They had one to Jamaica, and he had found different things. So, would you say could natural herbs be the same thing as a steroid, or no?
No.
It's nothing
You could take
because it's
CMOS now.
man-made.
No, you can take CMOS now. It don't give you an unfair advantage. It's no different than taking a protein powder. Your body gonna use what it uses, and you're gonna pee out the rest. So it's not unnatural. Now, elevating at levels that you already naturally have that affects it, that's where you get to the level of cheating. So they have stuff like creatine is not a performance enhancer, but I mean it enhances your performance. And it's natural, and your body produces it naturally. But when you have absurd amounts in your blood, well, then you're no longer functioning off genetics, and that's how they normally use that barometer. How much of an advantage is this thing going to give this person in a fight? Because they take all kinds of stuff, bro. They even take drugs that like calm your nerves that people use in archery. That's what what you call it was taking. What's the dude that was with Canelo's trainer that Shakur beat up? Was it any Ortiz? I forgot his name.
Are you
Oscar.
talking about Oscar Valdez?
Oscar Valdez. That's what he was taking. He was
And
taking
that
that type
T?
of. Mm-hmm.
You know, the thing I asked you about, steroids. Do you think that when these guys are on steroids, do you think it's that much of an advantage? Because I'll be honest, when I seen Ryan that night versus Devin Haney, he looked like he was one of the best in the world. I had never seen him. Even now, he's not as big as he was or any of that. Do you think he was on more than just posturing? I do. What about you?
Bro, that absolutely helped. Listen, I had this same conversation all the time with Puro, and I'm like, Puro, how you gonna say that it ain't helping the fighters, but the fighters are doing backdoor and risking their career and endorsements to take something that you say ain't helping them? Why are they taking it if it don't help them? Why? That don't make any sense. It absolutely helps. And listen, this is one thing you're gonna always notice, especially now that I brought it to your attention. Every fighter that has a positive test, the clock starts for how basic they're gonna look. They always look, whether it be Roy Jones, Canelo, all the fighters who have a positive test. I don't know if it's the shame part. I don't know what it is. Guilt, shame combined. I don't know what it is, but they always just go downhill after that. And Ryan Garcia, from the Devin Haney fight to the Rolly fight, like, bro, how you go from landing a left hook against an elite fighter, right, to getting knocked down by a left hook from a non-elite fighter?
Yeah, that's a good point. But
I hate all that steroid ish, man.
I'm gonna say this though. One thing I think that you're missing, and I'm surprised because I know how you study boxing like I do, is I really think that trainer Rejuvenate. I can't use the word. I can't forget the word out. But he basically made Rolly a new fighter. Rejuvenated. He rejuvenated Rolly.
Yeah, I love that trainer.
Rolly really started to look like what we thought he could be with discipline. Because I feel like him and Bullet was never going to be able to really work and coexist because they were a little bit too friendly. And that's what messes up a lot of fighters, Scarlett. And I want you to speak to this. Do you think the reason we getting such horrible training now is because guys are too interested in being friends with their fighter instead of actually coaching them?
No, I think it's just knowledge. I think they don't do their apprenticeship. Like, anybody could become a trainer. BVO, right now, if you and I said, and you know what, we tired of this YouTube stuff. We want to be trainers, bro. We could be legitimate trainers in the sport of boxing, no matter what our knowledge level is, how much we know about the game. And now, to be fair, most jobs is on the job training. It's only so much you can learn from a textbook and video. But with that being said, that's why the sport is the play. But actually, with that being said, I thought Bullet was a good fit for Rolly. I thought he was a good fit because
Bullet Cromwell?
Because Bullet was able to get Rolly to use his awkwardness intelligently. He understood he had an awkward fighter. I'm gonna be honest with you. The trainer he with now is it Salas?
Yeah,
that guy, that guy is we talk about most overrated trainers. That dude,
no,
Juan Salas.
Buddy McGurk is the most overrated.
Oh, he close. He close. Yo, Buddy is close, but Buddy, I don't think Buddy's ever won Trainer of the Year. I don't think. I know Juan won it in like 96. And you like 96? Bro, I can think of like 4 trainers that deserved it in 96 over Salas. And you look at like the fighters that he's under, they never show improvements. And BVO, I hate to say that. I know this is going to raise your blood pressure. You could throw Eddie Reynoso on overrated trainers too. He overrated.
No. Canelo came from nothing.
Eddie
Yeah, okay.
Reynoso and
Are
the
you aware
Juice
of this?
Crew is
Hold
definitely.
on. Canelo was never even a celebrated amateur. Canelo literally came
Yeah,
from
DP.
nothing.
I feel like
BBO.
Buddy
But he
solid.
was with Eddie Reynoso's dad first. And
Right.
then Eddie
He was.
Reynoso dad gave him to him. So you look at the groundwork that was laid for Canelo, it wasn't even Eddie Reynoso. It was his father. And then you look at him as a professional.
Yeah.
You got listen, I know you the Mexican defender and all this other good stuff, BBO. You got to show me a clip or a fight. You got my number where Eddie Reynoso, because I know you know how to speak Spanish. You've been trying to learn so you can speak to the audience, you know. Show me where he done told him some cold adjustments to make inside the fight. Canelo don't make adjustments, and neither do Eddie Reynoso. They both overrated, in my opinion.
Breaking news. Nothing Eddie says is very helpful as far as making in-game adjustment. And I'm gonna tell you this. But the thing I will say is the moment he got his ass kicked by Floyd, we seen upper body movement. We seen it with Shane Mosley. I'm not saying we didn't, and we seen it with Baltimore, but we seen him with a new discipline, kind of being a little bit more of a slick black than he was before. Now he's almost totally regressed to like just being a straight come forward fighter, feet stuck in quicksand, and really all he does is that Rocky Marciano stuff. He want to hit you in the hips, hit you in the arms, to kind of make you drop your guard and peel your guard. And he kind of, to me, I think Canelo had just regressed. He's really, the last 5 years have been terrible to him, in my personal opinion. I'm gonna keep
Coming
it real
from a Canelo fan.
because he just regressed so bad. I mean, people don't understand.
He never got better because his trainer didn't know how to make him better.
No, he did get better. This is what happened. He got old.
I don't think so.
He got old. I don't think people understand. You talking about a guy who's been fighting pro since he was 15? That's a lot of miles.
He never figured out the American style.
So he's been been pro 20 years?
And he never figured out the American style. BVO, that's just like you a construction worker and they teach you how to dig a trench 3 foot, 5 foot long, 3 foot deep. And in 20 years, you still don't know how to do that. That's like
That's hilarious, bro. I'll say this. Let me say this. BVO, Bud has been boxing since he was 8. And this what you asked me and I tell you the training has regressed. This is what I mean by that. When Floyd Mayweather was taking punishment, he didn't even have a good relationship with his daddy, and he went back to his daddy. And what was the first thing Floyd Sr. told him? To pull back on his training. He was overtraining. There's a clip of him saying, "Should I do some push-up?" Man, go sit down.
If you sit down, son, Floyd, you do that shit. You don't need to. I remember that, Scholar.
Older trainers know that you gotta preserve your body the older you get. Bud said it best in the interview with Andre Ward. He basically said that the older you get, the more money you spend on your body, like LeBron James, because you got to preserve your prime. You already reached your peak. You ain't gonna get no better. You got to preserve it. And Canelo didn't understand that. And Bud said he was lucky enough to get Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley tell him when he was early, like, bro, you gotta chill out. You gotta take an off day. You gotta hit the sauna or something and relax. Canelo never had that. Canelo is either drinking beer and partying or balls to the wall training nonstop. You go look at Canelo's sparring clips, bro. He's taking heavy shots, bro.
His sparring is crazy, bro.
He was fighting Frank Sanchez.
His sparring is like
Frank
Rocky
Sanchez,
and Apollo, bro. His sparring is nasty.
Bro, he's fighting Frank Sanchez big ass. Frank Sanchez is me and Dub size, bro.
Bro, imagine the people that we didn't see him spar. Remember, he was trying to move up the like cruiserweight, heavyweight type ish.
Yep.
Imagine the people he was sparring in.
But
that's what got his head all juiced up, thinking that he can do it.
But let me say this, Scarlett. That's the reason why I fell in love with Canelo as a fighter, because he's so old school. Them the guys you read about. You know, you read about, and it didn't work good for his life. James Toney would get in shape sparring. I'll never forget James Toney. I was watching this old clip. He beating this dude's ass, and James talking about, "You scary bitch, stop running for me." I'm thinking, James, what you want to do? Take his life? What do you want to do, James? So that's what I mean when I say I get what you're saying, because that's a really good point. That's why I like getting to talk to you like this, because I didn't even realize that Canelo definitely overtrains. I never even realized that wasn't even an issue. You think that's why? You think Andre said that because he shortened his career from overtraining in the gym? What you think?
No, Andre said he was blessed to get Verge when he was younger, and Verge pulled back on a lot of that training. That's why he's in good condition at his advanced age. And he just passed down the game. Virgil's an old school trainer. You know what I mean? Whether you like his style or not, he be in the gyms. He be around the great minds. So he learned. You know what I mean? And he passed it down to his fighter. So when you was asking about Bullet and what's going on with the trainer, they don't put the apprenticeship in. They don't ask. They rather ask a YouTuber than an experienced trainer, which just blows my mind. You know what I mean? But that's
I
why
think he was a little critical on that Silas. I think that he had Rolly calculated and showed him how to use his height. Rolly already got that extra I don't want to disrespect Rolly, but he got that power, And I feel like his
I know
trainer
just for the
showed him
same
how to be responsible.
that slow
That's what
man
I was
strength.
impressed by. And shout out Doug Rightside. He's been sitting down in the corner for a little minute, so I want to get him on here.
I was going to ask him,
All of
was he
this stuff.
okay? I've never heard Doug was quiet.
Yeah, because they got whooped by them Panthers, and I was in his show, and he acknowledged me. That's why he my brother. But I want to get Dub on here. And matter of fact, BVO, you got his drop.
Oh yeah, I'll play his drop real quick. 1 second. That's probably why he ain't saying it when he hit his drop. Hold on, where is it? 1 second.
We about to zip you up and get you out of here, K-Shine DNA style.
Oh, that's a new one. I like
shout
that.
Shout out to the new drop, man. Shout out to the new drop.
Hey. Shout out K-Shine.
Hey, man. Bruh,
one of my personal favorites.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't been listening, so y'all gonna have to catch me up on the conversation. Man, y'all ever had to install the microwave that hang over the stove?
Yeah, it's tricky, man.
Nasty.
Bruh, tricky. Man, look, my damn back hurting right now, and I still ain't finished.
You gotta put a crate. You gotta put a crate on there. You gotta put a crate on there and something like a book under it to hold it up while you get it in place.
That's what I figured. Man, I'm getting the step ladder. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna use the step ladder or something like that. But nah, it's more difficult than I expected it to be.
Yeah, you think you guys are just gonna hang it up? Go ahead.
BVO, we got to use this as a teachable moment because that's what your channel is about. Dub, your vote counts. Had you not voted the way you voted, you wouldn't be installing your own microwave. But that's neither here nor there. How you doing, brother Dub?
That's crazy.
Hold on.
Scholar is crazy.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
You don't get that, bro?
Is crazy. He's trying to. I know what he means. That's crazy.
This is a sick Negro.
I know what he means.
Somebody up from the
Scholar, that was crazy.
From the Home Depot to install it?
Exactly. You know what I'm talking about, Dub.
Duh, you might as well just go buy the combo and let them do it, bro. It don't even cost that much, bro.
Well, it ain't even mine. It's for my mom's. You know what I'm saying? And
that's even more. Do you go to Home Depot for mom dudes?
She bought it, so she bought it from Best Buy, right? And I was like, and
then you hired the people to put it in, so you can be like, look, ma.
Well, she was like, come, man, can you come put this in? I was like, yeah, I got you. So I went over there and.
Are you nice, Dub, with the handy? Dandy?
Yeah, I do.
I'm trash. I'm big trash. I will hire a mofo in a minute.
But my thing is because I thought she was gonna order the same model so I could use the same bracket, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she had the GE and she ordered the LG. The LG brackets is totally different.
Yep.
And the problem is the person who built her house, the nigga in jail now. But so studs are supposed to be
not
a
funny.
certain. No, seriously, he in jail for the way he built houses, like on everything I love.
Oh,
but studs are supposed to be a certain width apart. You know
absolutely,
16 inches is usually what you get somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. Man, I'm sitting here trying to, and I ain't even think to bring the studs, finding none of that. And so I'm sitting here trying to. Because I'm first off, I'm thinking that the bracket's gonna.
All right, let me stop you right there. Is it gas or electric?
It's electric, man. He talking about the over.
It's a microwave. No, it's a microwave.
Over the head microwave.
I know, over the stove. That's the modern day. That's the way it's supposed to go.
Yeah, but it's not gas. It's not gas. It's not gas.
Who still got gas? Who's still using a gas?
Me.
You got a gas stove?
Hell yeah. I cook bacon and eggs good over here on my stuff.
But let me ask you this, because I think with Scholar, and that's why we don't get to have these conversations that much, man. That's the cool thing about when we got. I'll hop in when you get ready. But I'm gonna ask you this, Scholar. When you say what you say, it's fun. That's why I like when you do documentaries and stuff.
Scholar gone.
Oh, he gone off.
Yeah, he routed.
Gang, well, he was. That's what he do, man. He actually was having a decent conversation about boxing. But let me ask you this though. We just said B
Damn,
Norman
I bet I
on.
ran Skull off. That's my brother.
Nah,
We
hell
good.
no.
No,
Scott was
we
up here
good.
for a minute.
No, but let me ask you this, Doug. We got to talk to Brian. You know, I called him. I think he was half asleep. But Brian
Sleep.
came on and he said
Senior?
that he wasn't. Yeah, senior. Yeah,
Senior.
he said he wasn't. He said he's not worried about Devin. And I wanted to ask you this because I definitely seen some of what she was doing last night before I went to bed. What do you think about fans saying that you got to go with a guy no matter what, not even against logic? What do you say to that?
It's crazy. So my thing, even if I disagree with if I disagree with who's gonna win the fight, whatever, that don't mean that I'm hating on you. That don't mean I'm rooting against you.
Talk
I'm
to him,
just
dog.
telling you a boxing opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I think it goes into just being a blind fan. After that, Teach he jumped on the show and Teach said something that was crazy. He said,
word.
if it's 90-10, if I think it's 90% somebody gonna beat Shakur, but he got 10%, I'm picking Shakur because that's my favorite fighter. I'm like, bro, that goes against that.
All of everything.
Who does that? Who would take the 10% over the 90%?
Teach.
That's easy.
And shout out to Teach because
This pickle pullers do that.
pickle pulling
No,
at his finest, bro.
y'all being too harsh. Y'all being too
Nah,
harsh.
we not though, bro.
Yes. Oh, well, let me ask you this, Price. What is fans short for?
Fanatics.
So you expecting a fanatic not to go with that 10% chance? Come on, bro. People play the lottery and it's less than 10%. Let's be honest.
But we talking about, come on, Scholar, man. I know you like the numbers. That's crazy. That's just crazy, bro. You know, and Teach, and I rock with Teach. Teach,
That's my guy.
he comes on the panels. He speaks very well. He knows what he's talking about. He's no dummy. He knows boxing. But I just disagree with that. That's all.
Hey, can you see the experience scholar?
Yeah, you got a sombrero on, look like a spinny top. Remember the
I need
spinny
one
top
of
you had back
those.
in the day?
Anyway, I gotta send you a shirt. Man. I gotta send you
Nah,
one
you
too,
got to
bro.
bring me one to when we meet up in Brooklyn next week. I need one of those to throw.
Yeah.
No, I need the hoodie. Nope, it's gonna be cold. I need the hoodie.
BB, I thought you was banned from Brooklyn after you
I
snitched on
give you the
Takashi
money.
6ix9ine.
I just need the hoodie.
Oh, there you go.
Ain't nobody banned from Brooklyn. We pulling up.
But let me ask you this, man. When you look at a guy like Danny Garcia, this is just a question for you, being a scholar. Do you think he underachieved because of his trainer, or do you think Danny really reached everything he could be? Because I thought when I see him at 140, I thought there was another level that he could reach, but he just kind of just became only a counterpuncher. What do you think?
Danny is a victim of a father who was overprotective and heavily involved in his career. Danny, I'm telling you, Danny, like he in the corner and stuff. Like I remember Danny. You're right, Danny could have gotten a lot of major fights and either lost or won. See, and this is what I do not like about boxing. There was a story the other day, and it was AJ versus Tyson Fury.
Lou Bernard Hackett.
And people were saying, "No, I don't want to see that fight." And it's like, bro, I hear y'all all day because I listen. I'm a comment. I'm a listen. I don't pull up all the time, but I do. They talk about the old school fighters. Sugar Ray done fought a guy 5 and 6 times, bro. Like, if you're in a good era, some people are gonna beat other people. For instance, this is what make boxing healthy. Bud just beat Canelo in a huge upset by decision of all things, right? If Canelo were to go on and fight Benavidez and beat him, that would set the boxing world on fire. 2 upsets back to back, where Styles actually made fights and ain't just talking points for people to debate with. Somebody's style actually canceled out somebody else. That's literally what the 4 Kings era was. That's the era that get the most comparison. Everybody a king nowadays. Before you even become a prince, oh, they're the kings. We got the 4 kings. And then they don't fight each other. And then when they take a loss, everybody just throw them away.
Throw them in
But
the
no,
trash.
they got him. Sean Porter was healthy at that. Sean Porter fought everybody. You know, win, lose, or draw. They knew that wasn't going to be no easy fight. So we got to get back to that.
And that's why I appreciate fighters like Sean Porter.
When you say you got to get back to that, I think the hard thing is when you get a fight, when you get those losses, I don't know if they affected Sean Porter the way they do a lot of guys, because I'm going to tell you this. One of my favorite fighters, Amir Rahman, I don't know if you guys ever heard of him.
Yeah.
He's one of the rare black fighters I actually supported early on. And Amir Ahman, the moment Jose Ramirez whooped his ass, he never was the same.
Man,
And
but he ain't less of a man. If I seen him somewhere, it's
no, you
all
missing what
love.
I'm talking about boxing. I'm saying sometimes these fighters, when they lose, they almost lose themselves. Because even when we seen Devin, Black Jesus Haney, and there were Jose Ramirez, I've never seen Devin fight like that. Never.
Oh yeah, but BVO, that's because of the climate that we're in. These fighters need to grow. They need to grow up, bro. I wish you had a bleep button so you could just bleep it right there. They need to grow up, and this is why I say that, BVO. Mike Tyson was stopped in the amateurs, bro. If you would have looked at Mike Tyson from the early on, whenever he was on the rampage for them belts, you would have never even known it. Like that's how you know this. Much of this game is mental, right? They get
What you
knocked out
mean you
and
never
lose.
known it, Scholar?
Like he behaved like an undefeated fighter.
Oh,
He
right.
He was
did.
knocked out.
Right.
He like it didn't affect his psyche. That's how you know a majority of this is mental, because we don't really count the amateurs because it's amateurs and the word attached to it, right? And they don't go by the rules of the professionals. But a loss is still a loss. If you get knocked out in sparring, you got knocked out. May not counted
Yeah.
against your record, but they tell you amateurs don't count and sparring don't count. So they go in there as a professional with the confidence that it never happened to them. That's the confidence they gotta have if they lose as a professional.
I used to
It's a
always think
simple
that was
transition.
cap, though, Scholar. As a
But
young
no,
buck growing up,
let me say this. I think too, that's a good point you make about them moving like that. But for some reason, I could be wrong. It seemed like when some guys got their ass kicked, they got better. Like I don't know if people notice this, but Muhammad Ali became on another level in my opinion. People talk about it when he was early and fast, untouchable, but I like when he came back the second time. After he got back from that being being out of the ring for 3 years or so, I thought he was his best because he wasn't superhuman no more, and he still was whooping ass. People don't know that was the greatest thing that ever happened to Muhammad Ali was getting his ass kicked in Madison Square Garden to Joe Louis. By Joe Frazier, because it made him get to a place that he had never been. And when guys got to dig deep, I think Scott, that's when you do see the talent. But so many times these guys fold because Deontay Wilder, when he got his ass kicked by Tyson Fury, he hasn't looked the same since.
he got
He looked
cheated.
punch drunk. You can call it what you want. We know he got cheated, but it don't matter. I'm talking about his mentality.
Mm-hmm.
We seen this dude spinning around like a dog on top in the ring. I don't know if you remember that.
You gotta also pick this in the that's hilarious. He did spin
BVO, that
around.
was
No,
crazy.
that's what he did against Zane, though. Hey,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know,
he
but
turned
that was
around.
crazy the way BVO set it up, though.
He looked at the ref like, "Hold on, you gonna let him hit me?" I said,
Yeah,
That's right.
he hit me
That's
above the
what we talking
weights.
about. That's what.
I said, God, no, dude.
But you got to remember this also, BBO. And I ain't giving Wilder no excuses, but the first knockdown that he got in the second fight, it was to the back of the neck. The punch slid there. It wasn't intentional, but it slid there the way he was positioned. And then he just got thoroughly beat for the rest of the fight. You know what I mean? Where his legs is all wobbly, blood coming from his ear and his mouth. Mark Breland stopped the fight. We all know the story with Mark Breland. But after that, Deontay Wilder never accepted that loss. Most people will go get tune-ups. He's trying to do that now. If he would have never made the mistake of lying to himself that Tyson Fury wasn't a better man with the better game plan that night, and actually really took some tune-ups, maybe he get back in there and he got more of himself in there because his confidence is there. But that
what
ain't what he
about them
did.
knockouts? His confidence probably was shot because he was like, I knocked the mofo out 2 times. It was always questionable counts. So it was like, damn, what more do I got to do? And he probably got, I don't know. But you're right. You're not wrong, though. But I'm just saying,
But you
like,
remember when
there's a lot of
Lennox?
shady ish going on,
You
though.
remember when Lennox got beat up? He actually took a couple
But
fights before
Lennox
he.
didn't get
Yep.
cheated, though.
No, he
He
didn't.
didn't go
But
right,
listen,
but you're
he
missing the
didn't go
point,
right back
Price.
into that fight.
No,
He didn't
I
go
hear
right
you.
back
I
to
hear
that.
you. To get your mental right. I got you. I hear you.
Oh, we got my man Bernard Hackett. Hey, Bernard Hackett, what's
Yeah,
going on,
Brother
man?
B.
What's going on, good brothers? How y'all doing
You
tonight?
already know, Brother
Hey,
We're
B.
good.
And we
we
do
got
this all
one.
the time, don't we? We do this too much sometimes.
Hey, we got my dude,
Never enough,
boxing
though.
scholar, man. He's a jokester. This dude stole my grandma's towels, but the
Wow.
nigga is pretty brilliant when it comes to this boxing talk. What do you think about some of the stuff he was saying, Bernard? What you think?
With what you were saying about the boxing, I think sometimes the fans they destroy a boxer's psyche, especially black boxers, because a lot of them, I hate to say it, they're great fighters, but they're weak men. And when I look at some of them take a loss, they're the highest of high when they're winning. When they take a loss, it destroys them to their core. Because if you think about it, in the 70s and the early 80s, a lot of boxers, and I'm talking about boxers that's making money, they had jobs, they had families, they didn't live in the big houses, you know. So they had to be men. But now you got these what they call specialized athletes at 10. So they never played on a blacktop. They've never had to have any type of frustration in life. Everything has been given to them. If the team ain't playing you enough, go to another team. When we were little, if the team ain't playing you enough, you better play harder.
You get better. Get
You
better.
get better that way. Facts up.
Get better. And
I didn't play 4-on-5 basketball. Everybody ain't show up, but 4 of us, we was rocking out. We got smoked, but so what? Damn it, we was playing.
But my thing is, when we was growing up, and hell, this is even in the early '90s, mid '90s, you know, shit. If you lost, nigga, I want my run it back.
Run it back, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, yo,
Especially a game of 21 or something. We running that back.
Ain't nobody ever expect to be perfect or now you're not gonna win everything. Now you want to win everything, but that's why I hate losing more than I like winning. I'm just telling you the truth.
Dub, I thought I was the only person, bro.
But the reason being, and because I hate losing so much, it made me want to work that much harder. You know what I'm saying in the gym because hey, nah, you ain't finna just keep beating me, bro.
Bruh.
Man, my partner Gerald January, this man used to kick my man. We used to play 1-on-1 all the time when we was in high school. You know what I'm saying? Gerald used to whoop me, and we played at different schools, but we played on the same AAU team. Gerald used to whoop me, and I'm like, bro, you're not just for to keep beating me, bro. It's not for to happen. And it got to a point where I understood what he wanted to do, but it made me a better player on the court. And that's how I look at boxing, bro. Hey, okay, you took an L, but just because you take one L, that don't mean it's the end of your career.
But it's the fans though, Dub, that put him on memes. It's his new-ish. It wasn't no memes back when Mike got knocked out by Douglas.
It's
Imagine if
social
it was
media.
Instagram and Mike got knocked out by Douglas. It would have been memes of him trying to pick up his mouthpiece, all kind of stuff. It wasn't that stuff wasn't out. So now you got fighters like Tank that admitted that he's afraid to be a meme. But you got other fighters that don't give a damn about none of that. They just want to fight and get money.
Man,
You
hold
know
on,
what
hold
I'm
on.
saying?
When we grew up, what they told us: sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me.
Right.
But you know what they also say one thing we got to remember: what's light as a feather was sharper than any sword.
Say it again.
What's as light as a feather but sharper than any sword?
Word.
I ain't never heard that one.
I definitely heard it, but it's
words.
Words.
Yeah.
I've never heard that saying. And
And
I heard a lot of.
That's crazy.
And the reason I say that, and Bernard, I'm sure can attest to this. What Scholar was saying was really true, man. I like that dude. Shout out to Scholar, man. He a thief, but he a good dude. I'm gonna say this, man. The thing that's so crazy about it is when you think about it, it be all mindset. It's like one thing I liked about Jaleel that people probably won't give Jaleel credit for is that when he got beat in Puerto Rico, he accepted it and he moved on. I don't know if that's because maybe he got a father in his life, he has somebody to work with him, or what. But people don't understand. Some people never get over losses, duh. They never get over the heartbreak of some girl that broke their heart. They never get over losing their mother. I'm gonna be honest with you. When my grandmother died, I lost like 3 years. I'm being totally honest. I lost like 3 years of my life because I was so heartbroken that my grandma left. She was old. She was ready to go. But in my mind, I put myself in almost like in a mental jail that now that I'm out of it, thank God, I can honestly see how much of a mental jail I put myself in because I was so hurt that my grandma was gone. And I think if you put it to your own, whatever you want to, apply it to, if your mind ain't right, nothing's right. No matter how strong you are, no matter how smart you are, if your mind ain't right, you pretty much putting the handcuffs on yourself. You can't tell me that Vince Carter, who was better than Tracy, and Kobe, natural talent wise, is not even on Kobe's level. He was way better than Kobe physically.
Whoa.
Because his mind, because of his mind.
Physically.
It
Okay.
wasn't close.
Okay.
When Vince was at North Carolina, I
Yeah,
don't
he
know
was
if you know
just
much about North Carolina.
what? I used to
He
sneak.
had
I was
hold on.
getting punishment to sneak in the
He
game.
had the three when he played with Antoine James. He already had the three. He had the mid range, and he was about the gym. To be honest with
Nah,
you,
he wasn't shooting no threes in BVO. No, you're wrong.
listen,
He was
listen
banging on everybody. He can get points, but he wasn't shooting no threes, and no, he wasn't doing all that because in his freshman year he only averaged like 4 points.
You missing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the long ball was a part of his arsenal. It wasn't something that just
when he got to the next level.
But you can say this: when he got to the league, he never really got that much better than he did from North Carolina because of his mindset.
Cap. That's cap. BVO.
No, you talking about a dude who had 50-inch hops.
BVO, you talking about a guy that I used to get on punishment and lose my car privileges. My dad wouldn't. He was like, "You can't drive your car." Got to skip school and went to a Tar Heel game. So
all I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying.
When he got to the NBA, then he expanded his jumper and his three and stuff.
His mindset is what held him back. Kobe was the most talented. People don't know. I'm a Kobe fan. I remember when I used to work for Kobe, everybody hated Kobe because he made Shaq leave. Shaq had to run the whole restaurant because decided to save his marriage because Shaq told him I should have paid it like Shaq did. Shaq trying to save his marriage. Shaq is not what's shiny right now because of that whole move Kobe pulled. Let's just call it what it is. He's not what's shiny right now because Kobe got up there and said, I should have paid the girl off. Whether Shaq paid women off or not,
but get back to the point. Get back to the point, though.
But the point, listen, hold on. I'll do that to you. When you go around, hold on. When your country ass go up the street, up, down, to and fro, I'll let you do your thing, man. So sit down and rock out, nigga. What I'm saying is very simple as this, and Bernard can attest to this. I don't think people put enough understanding on intestinal fortitude. How you view yourself is how great you can be. Deontay Wilder was not very skilled, but he viewed himself as a champion. The difference between him and Ernie Shavers never viewed himself as a champion. Would you say I'm wrong on that, Bernard? What you think?
I say you're right on it. And the reason I say you're right on it because I think Vince Carter was a monster. But when he stopped being a monster was when he disappeared in the Knicks series after graduating college. He disappeared. Some of the greatest athletes we know them and we know their greatness because they showed up at the worst times of a situation. We know Brett Favre for being a great quarterback, but we remember him for going to bury his father, flying back, throwing 5 touchdowns.
That was crazy.
Put on a show that night.
Yeah, but once again, greatness is shown when everything is against you, not when everything is in your favor. And the fact that you all mentioned that, especially VVO, this is the reason why I tell you that Jalil will stop Xander. Because Xander has never had his back against the wall. Everything has been easy pickings. When you got your back against the wall, but the other person has never had theirs against the wall, you don't mind pushing your way out the corner. That's what you got to think. The intestinal fortitude of a man is not figured out while he's winning. It's figured out after he loses. Can he come back? We love Ali because he became the champion 3 times, not because he won it one time. We love the perseverance in somebody. The only reason you stop and take a picture of a rose in the middle of the forest because it's the only rose that's growing amongst the trees. That's the only reason. And a lot of these young athletes, not just boxers, they have the weakest mind frame. They have the weakest constitution. You don't know who they really are until after something doesn't go right. And you see them have a complete meltdown. I feel sorry for Keyshawn and his brothers. When that weekend didn't go right, they had a meltdown. and they went and jumped on the fighter. I feel sorry for the young man. You gotta think. We grew up. I heard the brother say they didn't have social media and memes. Now we didn't have social media and memes. We had some worse than social media and memes. We had the playground. You could not hide from the playground.
I didn't even think that deep.
We had the playground where the most horrible human beings that have ever walked the earth existed. Children. They the most horrible people on earth. When something go wrong with you, oh, you gonna get it. And then you had the strongest man that most of us ever knew that made it worse. Our mamas. She made us go to the playground. You don't whoop my butt in school. Now you telling me go play on the playground. It's not happening. She's like, I'll beat you all the way to the playground. You gonna stand up and wear this one. And then she get mad at you if you don't hold your head up. What you looking down for? You wasn't looking down when you was cutting up in school. We don't have that no more. Everybody wants to transfer their kid when it's too tough. My son don't get enough playing time. We switching teams. My son deserves the same opportunity as everybody else. That ain't even real. She wanna say you bullied her son when you tell her the opportunity or the likelihood that your son go to the NBA as a 2 guard is slim and none because he's 5'2" and he's in the 11th grade. That's the type of stuff we created this. BVO, myself, everybody who's a parent, we created this because we always said, I never raised my kid like my mother did me. She used to beat me. She ain't let me go out. I couldn't do nothing. And we raised the weakest generation of human beings you will ever see. BVO and these good brothers on this podcast, I bet you, how many of y'all ever held a grasshopper?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How many of y'all held a prey
That's
mantis?
what we fish with. Grasshoppers and crickets.
I remember.
These
Yeah,
kids will not touch a grasshopper, a cricket, a praying mantis. They will not touch it. And I'm talking about boys. 13, 14 years old. Come on, man.
I remember we used to catch snake, them garden snakes. Hold on, let me mute you real quick, brother Bernard, in between you talking. But we used to catch them garden snakes, and we used to take the rocks and slice them in half. I know that's true.
How about ripping the wings off a June bug and tying them to a string, and they think they can fly? Or don't rip their wings off, just tie a string to the June bugs. That's some down south bug. And you tie a string to them, and when they take off, you just like a plane. They just be going all over until they break loose of the little, the rope, the little like a string or whatever. That was fun. That might be too country.
You know what I'll say, Dub. That's funny is, and I got to give Bernard some credit for this. When I think about the toughest person I knew, man, shout out to Norma Jean, man, Norma Jean Dudley, man. Dog, my grandma was the greatest person I ever met in my life, man. And I just think about, and she was the youngest of 12. And it's funny how people don't realize some of these strong women make you the man that you can be, the man that you always dreamed to be. I remember my grandma said at the time, if you listen to what I'm saying, you're gonna be everything you want to be in life. And doggone it, I'm looking at some stuff now, Dub. I think I did it. Not saying I ain't got room to grow, but I think I'm becoming that man me and her talked about when I was a little boy. We and her was in the basement. This is funny. Now, I don't know if people know about mopping. So the mop was big. So my grandma said, when you become a big fella, you could just squeeze the mop out with one hand. But now while you're little, park the mop. And even when you think about that, whether you're coming from 5 to 25, if you don't learn those lessons in between, you will never be what you're supposed to be. And even when you have your children, like Bernard was saying, think about it. Some of our kids go to private school and they don't even reward us with scholarships. What do? They expect us to pay for school coming up for 12 years, and then they expect us to pay for college. That's outrageous. Like Eric Mason, that's outrageous. What would you say to that, Dub and Bernard?
Well, I know what I said to my kids. If I gave you 12 years of AAU, tap dance, playing an instrument, and all that, you better get a scholarship. You better get a scholarship because you already hustled me for 12 years. If you already hustled me, I sent you to private school and you went to all these specialized classes. Your mother getting up in the morning on Saturday to take you to all these specialized places to learn math. Then what did I pay for all that for if I still got to pay for college? Don't make sense.
Hey man, I don't believe in private school anyway. Hey, grow up with the regular folks, man. Be regular. Hey, get to know your peers. You know what I'm saying, and do your thing. Become special at what you're gonna do. But what the hell I'm sending you to private school for? Shit. When you come home, I simple. I would ask y'all, but I ain't gonna go that far. But my thing is, at the end of the day, it's my job to teach. Like, yeah, school gonna do what school gonna do, but for the knowledge you need in life, a lot of times school ain't touching none of that. That's my job. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sending you to damn private school for the shit that I can teach you. No, we good.
See, the thing is, I don't know about many people. What I'm finding out, and this is crazy to say this, but you gotta pay for the education that we got. Like, I think about them teachers I grew up with, you know, Miss Canary, Miss Gardner, Miss Mays, Mr. Mays. You know, I still remember these people because they were so pivotal in me growing up. But this was at a public school, but you don't see that same kind of love and care and dedication to the children that you once seen when we was coming up in the 90s.
If you in the country, you definitely see that.
Oh, yeah, they still got that in the country? Oh, okay.
So man, my son, he part of all type of groups and shit like that as far as school goes, you know, but man, the way, man, nah. They definitely look like I know the teacher. I grew up with a couple of his teachers. I went to school with a couple of his teachers, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they know, hey, okay, that's little Dub right there. Yeah. And nah, they quick to call me that, hey, you got my number. If he out of order, let me know. But they take that interest in him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he can be smart. He on the right, you know, you raising him right, this, that, whatever. But at the same time, yeah, whatever. The school gonna teach what the school gonna teach. It's my job as a father to inform him and to put the right knowledge in him where when he goes off to any other place that he knows how to maneuver, operate, and make it through any situation. The world is cruel. It ain't easy out here. And so that's the same way I'm gonna treat. It is what it is. You may not like me at the time, which hell, you ain't supposed to like me. I don't want you to like me. I'm not your friend. I'm your damn daddy. So that's how I look at it. And I mean, hey, you can go to private, you can go wherever you want to go. But right now, you go in here and you better do the best you can because it ain't always gonna be sweet like this. Get it in.
And the reason I say it like that is because, like, with my daughter, she'd go to something called the Goddard School. When I was young, they sent me to something called Selvin. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Selvin. It was a place if you need help in school, they would help you.
Sylvan Learning Center.
Yeah, I went to Selvin. So it's funny, I went to Selvin. But I just think it's funny how much and how early, like, me and Miss BVO was spending money to ensure that our daughter had that advantage. And I think about, like, I'm not, like I said, and Big BVO always give me hassle about this because he was incarcerated at the time. But when I was coming up early on, before, you know, he was able to do his thing, I had a young mother who didn't really know a lot. So I think sometimes people don't understand, if you young or don't know a lot, sometimes your kids don't get what they should get because you don't have the experience. Like, my mother had me at 18. So it wasn't like she had the experience of knowing what to do or what not to do. And I'm telling you, so many times in my neighborhood when I was growing up, I seen a lot of smart people go to the wayside because they had nobody to direct them. And I just remember my grandma being very, very harsh. And I think her doing that helped me become a better person. Because sometimes, man, you can say stuff with love and put the sugar on it, but sometimes you gotta tell people what's up. You gotta tell people what's up.
But was she really
And
harsh? Was she really harsh? Not really. Not really.
no,
What she was doing was
Dub, you couldn't ask her no questions. You couldn't. There was no such thing as like my daughter raised her hand and asked a question, which is crazy. Me and my wife have actually had contention about that, but we working through it. I couldn't do that with what my grandma said was law. It wasn't. It wasn't no. I can't explain it, Dub. It wasn't no
there are certain
conversations,
things,
bro.
but there are certain things that are non-negotiable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
As far
I'm with you on
as
that.
I raise you, there are certain things that are non-negotiable, and so you can't ask questions about those things. Now, if you got questions, regular, something like that. But if I tell you to do this, then that's what you do. And I'm not telling you. I'm telling you for your own benefit most of the time. I ain't gonna say every time. There are
Salute,
times
brother
I'll be like,
Ernest. Salute, Big Dre.
I ain't saying every time, but the 99% of the time when I tell you something to do, you do it. And the reason you do it is because it's for your benefit. That's a non-negotiable. And that's why, hell, BVO, me and you, we grew up very similar. You know that. And
Yeah.
the people that we talk about, a lot, regardless of how we may feel
Could you
back
ask Big
then.
Mom a question? No. Could you ever ask Big Mom a question about anything? I could never ask my
Absolutely.
grandma.
Absolutely,
I'm
I
talking
could.
about a discipline thing. I'm
No,
talking about
not about discipline.
I thought my grandma was being extra harsh. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'll give you an example. So a dude used to keep.
But we didn't understand discipline at that time.
It shouldn't have been. I could be wrong on this. I don't think I should have got my ass kicked for everything, though. That's all I'm saying. I could be wrong.
Yes,
I could be wrong.
you should.
I could be wrong.
Yes, you should.
Because
Yes,
guess what?
you
Guess what, B? Guess what, B? I still got in trouble because once I wasn't scared to get whooped, it made me even more evil. I don't think people understand that some children, and I can't speak for all, but when you give them those harsh whoopings or whatever, it makes them worse because then they don't fear nothing.
But but your grandma, if it's like my grandma, you got the harsh beating, but you also got the reasoning and the tenderness that also came with it. So it was a real rounded thing. Sometimes you just gotta accept that some kids are the bad seed. Just simple as that. In my house, I tell you straight from the way I was raised. I don't run a democracy. I run a dictatorship. If you don't want to be one of my loyal subjects, you can get out. That's a reality of life. I don't run a democracy. We don't have a poll and let's see what we come up with, because we don't come up with the mortgage. We don't come up with the bills. We don't come up with car note. We don't come up with cell phone bill. We don't come up with none of this. So why should we have a democracy?
And I respect that, Bernard. But let me say this. I respect that. I'm gonna give you a prime example. Me and my my cousin was living with us too. You know how that go in black families. His mom was young, my mom was young. My cousin had found some money. Now, it could have been my grandma's. I think it could have, or it could have been my granddad's. But my grandma took that as disrespect to find money in her house. Like,
it is. It is disrespect. How you gonna find
lost
my house? You can't find money. That's like going to the bank and saying I found some money. It's called bank robbery.
Look, hold on. You didn't find nothing. Hold on.
Legal bank robbery.
But no. The way she stepped, I'm
Hold
gonna get out the way I want to say it. She stepped to him like he was a thief about this money.
He was a thief. You don't find money in nobody's house.
Thank you. You the only one thing that's right, BVO. You can't find. You stole it.
Listen.
You stole it. If you found it on the carpet, that's my carpet. You can't find money in my house. Boy, it's crazy. You need to give yourself your own out order.
See? Thank you. Hey, no, how the hell you out of order? How the hell? The only people who was your cousin making money at that time?
We was raking yards.
Okay, fine. If it
How
was
much money?
Hold on, wait a minute, BVO. If it was his money, get what? He would have known where it was at. So he ain't find nothing. There were two people raising or that owned that house.
Right.
Your granddaddy and your grandma, right?
Yeah. Right.
So it's they damn money. You ain't find nothing.
This is what happened. He found the money. Like I don't know.
He
if you
didn't
guys
find nothing.
He didn't find it. He saw it on the floor.
It wasn't lost. It wasn't lost.
This world was, but y'all gonna laugh when I tell you what his money was. It was up in the attic. You know how like in those attics that's open,
and that's
you
what
can touch like it was like $100 or $50. I can't remember how much it was right now. And it was like in there. And we went up there because we could all look at the toys when we was kids. Because I don't know if people do this anymore, but they would buy toys throughout the year. So come Christmas time, they weren't scraping and scrambling. And I remember we went up there. He found the money. He like, oh man, look what I found. And man, we both went and got Chili Willies. We bought, because you remember like, I'm showing my age on this. Chips was like 25 cents a bag. So we come back, big old grocery bags of shit. Because that money went a long way. And when I tell you that she whooped his ass, she whooped his ass, bro.
And she was supposed to.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what she did that was crazy.
How can you find something at somebody else's house?
Deb, if little Deb finds some money that you forgot about, it came out later. My grandma told me this later that she forgot about that money, but it was wrong for him to disrespect her by acting like he found something. That was her exact word.
How can you find something in somebody else's house?
But that's like me. Listen, my grandma, grandfather, they would take stuff as disrespect. Like I can't explain it to you, bro. It was like they would act like you did it on purpose.
But right when you pick that money up, you're supposed to go take it straight to them because you know it ain't yours, and it's their house. It wasn't lost. They may have forgot about it, but it wasn't lost.
Yeah, but he should have said you discovered it.
That's what I'm saying.
But the part that's so funny about it, Bernard, was that my grandfather it wasn't him as much as it was my grandma. My grandma was like the leader of the lynch mob, dog. If she was mad, oh no. I remember one time when we was down at the fair. Now we was like playing this. Well, we weren't playing it. Anyway, we was like taking money from people down there at the fair, trying to say that we didn't have nothing because they used to have like Mormons, and the Mormons would have like cash back then, and then, like they used to give poor black kids money. So we down there playing this game like we black, we don't have nothing, and I never forget. My grandma said this, I'm gonna get you. What she say? Something about getting us what she did, and I remember we got our ass whooped at the fair. Can you imagine that, Bernard? Somebody coming to whoop your ass at the fair, bro, and you gotta go to school the next day.
Because you embarrassed your grandmama and your family. Once again, how many times I tell you, BVO, these kids would be different if they thought about how it affected the last name as opposed to the first name. That's what they would act different. These kids nowadays, everything is their first name. So it's always about I and me instead of their last name, which is about us. You got families that took God knows how long to build a family reputation where people said, this is how this family acts, for you to tear down in one action. Come on, she's supposed to beat you. Sort of bust upside your head.
Man, look, when my son, the teacher called me one time and said, my son, he done did this, that, whatever at school. Get what? I went right up there. I said, I got to take him outside real quick. They said, well, you got to check him out first. All right, I check him out, check him right back in. Took him outside, took my belt off, whooped his ass. All right, now go on back and cry in front of your friends. Said, you want to be big and bad in school, you got home training, man. You ain't finna act this type of way. He ain't never did it again, and he will never do it again. Sometimes you got to embarrass a person for them to understand exactly what's going on. That ain't who I'm raising you to be. And so if that's how you gonna act, we gonna go ahead. Every action got consequences. I'm just telling you.
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact.
That's why I had to get out of Atlanta. You try that in Atlanta, they be done tried to call the police on you and shit, man. Like, stop all that, man.
But that's the truth, man. I say it saved my life, and it definitely saved my cousin's life because he would have went to prison if my grandma wasn't kicking his ass, because she was one thing my grandma used to say. Now I know people don't say this no more. She said, if you steal, you unalive somebody. That way, it is funny. I can see her now. I can see her now, but no, she said, if you will steal, you will unalive somebody. She didn't say unalive either. That's what that's how she wrote. I think it makes kids better, but like trying to convince like Miss BVO of that, because she grew up real harsh, being West Indian or whatever, she grew up real harsh. It's hard for people to understand that maybe that stuff works. It works.
My grandma used to say a liar, a thief, and a cheater is all the same person.
Yeah.
Facts. That's if you're willing to take it,
they all do the same thing.
The small things lead to bigger things. Once you get away with something,
yep,
then you're gonna think you're gonna be able to get away with other stuff. Well, no, all right. You may have got away with it, I don't know about it. But once I find out about it, all right, we're gonna handle it.
That's how I got clipped back in the day, though. Doing way too much.
Hey, I remember
you see how it is. The first time you ain't support us, it was on a small thing. And look what
Shout out, Big Dre.
And look what it blossomed into.
For sure.
Right. Because I had to have several seats, Coach.
It's funny you say that, man, because I really think that's going to be the detriment to a lot of children is not getting that understanding. You got to know when to watch your mouth, and you got to know when to sit down. Because right now, we're trying to teach our daughter my youngest daughter, the importance of shutting her mouth, because she like to run that mouth. And she get it from her dad. BVO like to run his mouth, so she like to run her mouth. But the part that's so funny about it is I've had to, because of the times, taper back how I would approach things, because I seen, not saying so much for me, it'd be more like yelling and stuff, not so much physical. But it's like, I noticed that like when I say certain stuff, like I just got my daughter out of this stupid habit of she'll cry for no reason. Like that's like her manipulation. She'll try to cry. I don't know if you ever been around them women who will just cry. They be dead wrong, crying like they Chinese. Girl look Chinese, she crying so hard. You be like, hey, yo, you not y'all main sister, bro. You're wrong. And I'm learning that sometimes, like my wife said, that's too harsh. And it's like, if I could tell you how harsh my grandmother was, oh my God, I could go all day, man. I'm not trying to say, God rest her soul. My grandma was the greatest person I ever knew, but man, Granny G could be tough, bro. She could be, and she liked to whoop ass. My grandma enjoyed whooping ass, especially if she had a hard day. She enjoyed whooping ass.
Man, Big Mother didn't even have to have a hard day. She'd be sitting in front of watching. Look, but get what you understood. If you get out of order, I'm gonna put you back in order quick. I remember one time, I never said this ever again in my life. We got away from Big Mama, my grandma. It was me and my mom. You know what I'm saying, my stepdad. And I'd have fucked up in school. Or excuse my I'd have messed up in school. And you know what she said? Oh no, you finna take this one. We had just went through something about abuse in school, and they had a school talking to you. Mm-hmm. And I said, man, you can't do that. She said, I can't do what? And get what she continued. Oh, go ahead, call them. Call whoever you want to. And you're gonna get beat down until they get here. All right. You let it go, bro. And sometimes you gotta, biblically speaking, what the Bible says. If you spat a rod, you spoil the child.
Yep, right. You ruin the child.
And if you gotta, as a grown person, you can't be out here spoiled, because the world don't care nothing about none of that. They don't care. The police don't care nothing. I would much rather for me to be doing what I do now. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying I'm just beating my son every day, anything like that.
Yeah.
But no, if you out of order, you're gonna get these consequences. You're gonna get them. And the reason you're gonna get them, because if you out of order outside, get what? Them consequences gonna be way worse than what I'm gonna do to you. They're gonna be way worse. So let's go on and get it straightened here, so you have straightening when you out in society. That's what it's about.
Let me tell you this funny story, man. But no, you're gonna get a kick out of this.
Man, you got more stories than Fat Joe. Respect.
Hey, I live in real life. I remember we had seen House Party. I don't know if anybody ever seen House Party. It's the end of the movie when he about to get out of jail. He tell them dudes, "Hey man, suck my dick," right? So my cousin heard this. Now,
Bro,
check
you
this out.
crazy, bro.
No, listen. He heard this. Right?
We all seen the movie. Just abbreviate it next time.
Anyway, oh my bad. Anyway, that's what he told him. Hey, so my cousin said the same thing to my grandma, and my grandma said, "Show me, show me, show me." And man, when she uppercutted that brother down low, it was the funniest thing I ever seen. But the part that's so crazy was that my grandma was so cold. She said, "Show me, and then boom. And I tell you what, I look at him now, and I just say this, man. My grandma saved us both from a life full of frustration because we understood when you do stuff, you got consequences. Just like when I wanted to be tough and go to the youth authority, my grandma never came and see me. That's what made me get out of that, because she wouldn't come see me.
No.
But no, I cry on the phone. I beg her to come. Please come. I'm getting saved. You say whatever you want. I'm gonna get saved, grandma. I'm gonna get saved. I didn't see my grandma for a long time because she refused to come see me down in the jail.
You know what's so crazy, BVO? One of the stories me and my cousin talk about, and he always say, "Hey man, you remember that time your mama jacked you up on the wall?" I'm like, "Yeah, I remember that, bro." And we laugh about it, but why she do it? Because when you want to act cool in front of your cousin while he here during the summer, you want to act cool right now, huh? Motherfucker! Look, I'm talking about my feet off the ground. Mind you, I'm taller. I was taller than my mom. I probably was 13 at the time. I'm taller than my mama. And she got me up on the wall, 2 hands. Nigga, I'd kill you. I brought you into this world, I'll take you out.
Yeah.
Right. All of that, you gotta understand, it's about gaining that respect. If you don't respect your parents, you're not gonna respect nobody else. You don't respect the people that you're around on a daily basis, you're not gonna respect nobody else. That's what that's really about. And the way, as men, one reason men talk to men the way they do, YouTube is one thing, but in life, we always say a lot of times, if you'll talk like this on YouTube, you wouldn't say that to me in real life because there's always a threat of violence.
Mm-hmm.
And so you show respect because first that threat of violence, but at the same time, you want to get respect. What you got to do, you got to give it.
Yep.
And
that's
so
why I don't be doing that, Doug.
I'm glad you said
That's
that.
why you can say "F you, prize," and it be funny. You know what I mean? And then you can say that to me in real life, but I know it's Dub. It's funny. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's a respect thing. You know what I'm saying?
But we have a
Nothing more,
rapport
nothing
with
less.
each other. We already have respect for each
Yeah,
other.
right. That's why I said it's. But I'm just making an example. You know what I'm saying? The respect is there. Like you can say that to me online and in real life, but it's funny. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna take it like that. You know what I mean? But some people just sensitive. You know.
What were you
Man,
saying, Brother Bernard?
that's something he said that, and I'm glad he said that the way he said it. And that's the truth. I tell people all the time. That's why I don't argue with women, because if I argue with a woman, that can't go any further. But what stops argument between men? The threat of violence. The threat of violence stops arguments between two men. Because one man knows I don't want to be violent, and the other one is saying one more word, you're gonna make me be violent. that is the realest. That's what's messing up. And I hate to be this guy. That's what's messing up our society now. There is no hierarchy in our society. When I was growing up, there was a hierarchy, and you understood and knew what that hierarchy is. And that hierarchy got established when you was 5 on the playground. If he was a sucker when we was 5, he was a sucker when we was 25. It didn't change because we got old.
That's crazy.
No, it's true though. It's true.
No, I know. That's why I'm laughing, because that, like, I can relate to something like that. That's why I laugh like that. But carry on.
But go ahead.
But nowadays, you got the ability. Well, I'm gonna go tell. This is not socially correct to say. Everybody has feelings, and you gotta understand them. When we grew up, nobody cared. You had to be able to stand on your own on the playground. And if you couldn't stand on your own at 5 years old, you weren't standing at any point. All of us knew which boy we could smack their sister on the butt and he wasn't going to do nothing. We knew that at 5.
Yes.
That wasn't something we had to learn. We knew that at 5 because, once again, kids are the harshest people on planet Earth. When you take the adult supervision away, they, at 5 years old, on their own with no help, will establish a hierarchy.
That's a fact.
Exactly. And
That's a fact.
you know, but you know it's so different. Boys versus girls. If you look at a young age now, right? If you just let them interact with each other, boys establish that. Girls kind of have this whole they kind of have their own thing going on, but young boys, a hierarchy gets established very quickly as far as who gonna be the leader, all that gets established, and once you end up being at the end of that line, well, you always gonna be at the end of that line. You better start fixing some things. It is what it is.
I tell you let me tell you something about some of these young boys. This just from back at another point in life for me. A lot of these young boys did not understand hierarchy until they got to prison. That's the last known frontier where human hierarchy still lives. Cause I've seen in my own situation, I say it like that, where you get into a argument with a dude in prison, and that big dude, it might not be the best day. He might look at you and say, "Go get your knife and come back, because at least when I kill you, I want it to be fair." And everybody tries to stop the little dude, not because he's going to get a knife, but because they don't want the big dude to have to kill him.
Yeah.
Because once again, certain establishments happen so early in life that we really do know. Survival of the fittest. Whatever you can take, you can have. Whatever you can have is yours as long as you can keep it. If you think about it, these are the same established rules that happened when you was 5 years old. On the playground, if somebody took something from you and you at recess or you just playing, it's now his if you're not good enough to take it back. And I had the type of father that if you got your basketball took on the playground and you couldn't get it back, that meant you wanted the other kid to have your basketball.
Yeah.
These are the things that these kids are missing. You want to know why the girls stand up for the guy, he won't stand up for himself? Because he's not being raised to. We being from the late 70s, early 80s birth, we have pacified these kids so much. Well, we got to look at ourselves in the mirror and be honest. We created metrosexuals. We created them.
Yeah.
We created them.
That hurt.
That's just the truth. We created them. You don't even realize what we're doing because our mama said do things a certain way. We so mad with our mama that we're intentionally doing the direct opposite to our kids, and we making metrosexuals.
What's metrosexual, coach? Because some people, they might not understand that like we do, but could you educate the audience?
Yes, I will. A young man that has more feminine qualities than masculine qualities, but he, in his mind, thinks I am a man. I like women like me, but I like to get my nails done. I get the clear polish and all that.
I'm gonna cry.
I
need emotional support, dog.
I got bullied online. Some people I don't know on the
How
other
can you
side.
get bullied online? That don't even make sense.
Easily.
But because we did it. What do you mean? We did it. We as The next generation of fathers were so mad at our mother and father for beating us, for kicking us in the butt, for taking us to school and embarrassing us in front of our friends, that we created metrosexuals. We created men who won't pick up dog poo. We created men that are scared of bugs. We created men that have never walked through the woods. If you say, man, go to the store, what's the quickest go? You can go through the path in the woods and come right out by the store. What if somebody grab me? Come on,
Who gonna grab you in the damn woods?
You went
What?
to the
The
worst.
Predators? Are you serious?
Oh God, ain't no damn predators in no damn woods.
What?
We
And you
went to the
down
worst
south. You should know
You
better.
gotta wait. Hold on. Wait. While Bernard is talking, because he got that background. Wait till the Bernard's done talking, then y'all talk, please.
Okay.
Because we didn't hear nothing y'all was saying.
No, my bad, brothers. I was just stating that we have created a generation of pre-scared boys. Pre-scared. We already got them scared before they've been outside. Look at how many boys can't ride a bike because I might fall off my bike. We should be telling them, I guarantee you're gonna fall off your bike, but you should get back on until you learn how to ride a bike. We've done that. That is our fault. But in the process of doing it, we've also made masculine females. My daughter ain't no sucker. She stand up to any man. You ain't gonna say what you want to her, but your son weak as water.
I just
You know what?
real quick, let me say this. Going to
ahead.
prize. I'm just telling you. If you walk, well, hell, I don't know what niggas ain't grabbing nobody at no damn woods. That shit ain't happening like that.
Not when we were younger, but in today's climate, the Predators that's out. You better watch True Blue, Chris Hansen walk down, or what's it called, takedown. You better watch it. You better watch it, and
I
it will
guess.
make you protect your kid closer. Back when I was young, we can go in the woods and play and start fires and find fire extinguishers and put them out and play in the woods, play war and stuff like that in the woods. Now my daughter and my son ain't going, and coach is right. But my son is completely opposite of that. I just happen to be blessed where my son is not metrosexual. He never sagged his pants because he didn't want his boxer shorts showing because I taught him that. And there's certain things that my son is all man. He might be big, he might be a little lazy at times, but he's a man at the end of the day. He's not metrosexual. He's not down with wearing them pocketbook painting nails and what coach said. My son completely opposite from all of that. But playing in the woods is prohibited in these times. When we were younger, Dub, and I'm a little bit older than you, but I was able to play in the woods down North Carolina. It was Gucci. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to us in the woods. Nobody's no weirdo. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
But
gonna tell you.
nowadays, you can't do that, Dub. I would never allow my daughter to go, oh, Dad, we playing in the woods. What?
Hold on, prize.
That
I'm gonna tell
shit
you this.
dead.
I'm gonna tell you this. So I got a son. I got a 10-year-old.
Right.
He nigga go outside every day. Get home, do your homework. You know what I'm saying?
He's a real boy.
Hey, get what he say? I'm going. Hey, Daddy, can I go out? Hey, go on out. Hey, just be home by the time the street lights come on. That's the rule around here.
Old school.
But my thing is, kids don't even go outside like that. That's why I look, man. Go play with your friend. Jump on. Hey, bring them around here. Jump on the trampoline. Do whatever y'all gonna do.
I got one too.
But that's what we did. Like I couldn't
60
wait to
minutes
go
a
outside.
day.
Hold on, but I couldn't wait to go outside as a kid. Man, you got kids now. When they get home, the first thing they want to do is jump on the game and talk
All
to
their
their friends on
friends
the
are
game.
on there.
Man, who cares? Man,
Because sometimes you might be able to.
Pride.
Sometimes we might have went to the same school, Dub, but we couldn't play together. Pause, because I know you weird niggas, but we couldn't like go outside and play the game together or whatever because you might have lived on the other side of town, but even though we went to school, and nowadays the game is like almost like us playing together almost. You know what I'm saying?
But
It's equivalent.
when I
That's
was a
just these
kid,
new kids. Can't compare them to us.
my best friends when I was a kid were the individuals I lived around. And the reason they were my best friends is because, man, we was outside all the time. We in the middle of the street
Every
playing.
day.
We in the middle of playing sideline butts. You know what I'm saying? We hooping. We doing all of that. So that's like I tell my son, man, y'all, hey, when y'all come over here, we got a backyard. Shit, y'all going to throw the football. Y'all, hey, throw them up, bust them up. That's what we call it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, do all of that, man.
My son had a whole
to see.
MMA thing going on in my backyard where I had to put an
Let
end
me say,
to it because
let me say this, man.
it
Let
was
me say this.
crazy.
I think the thing that's so crazy about it is kids like they don't play running man, and you know a young goofball like baby BVO trying to get the girl to come outside so we can play hide and go get it, or
Absolutely.
or better than Shaw. You know we want because I grew up in the project. It was nothing but like little girls and little boys just out having fun all day because our parents were young and dumb. They in the house getting high. They got them a bottle of E&J or some Hennessy, and they cool. So we be outside all day. And I think about like when I was growing up, I'm be honest. I'm not gonna let my daughter have that kind of leeway that I see other little girls have where like you downstairs in the basement, nobody coming to check. Nah, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that.
But this the difference. And this like I tell you every time, BL. One of the reasons I moved back to the country is because everybody in the neighborhood we live in, I know damn near everybody out here. You know what I'm saying? I know anybody that my son, his friends, I know their parents, and we all kind of, hey, no, let the kids, they gonna run the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? They gonna act the fool in the neighborhood. We ain't gonna let it get out of order or nothing like that. But at the same time, man, let them be kids. And as kids, when we were growing up, nigga, we was outside. That's what we was at. So I just feel like when y'all, and I'm not saying anybody specific, I'm just saying in general, new modern day parents. And last point, in Atlanta, I would not let him do this. The reason I wouldn't let him do it because I didn't know these people in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? These people from all over the place, respectfully, Africans, Indians, who knows who I don't know these folks, but the reason in a smaller city, especially where I'm at, nigga, we know each other, and so it give the kids that opportunity to become, first off, to be kids and to get out there, play, do what they gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And we had the communication. Hey, what was this situation right here? Shit, I don't, they was at my house, they were playing, so and so got kicked in the head. All right, it wasn't that crazy, you know what I'm saying? Kid, they was being kids. It ain't nothing crazy. It ain't like nobody trying to hurt nobody. Oh, they had a scuffle. Well, shit, kids gonna have scuffles. That's what's supposed to happen. Like I don't understand some of this stuff, and I think that go into Brother B point. Like kids today, especially in cities, I think that's my opinion, and maybe because I'm a country boy, I'm biased. I'm gonna put that out there from the beginning, but shit, down in the country, bro, like, nah, go on and do your thing, rock. Y'all go rock. Y'all go to the field. Go play football. Go shit. Come to the backyard. You know what I'm saying? If something happen, I'm gonna hit your parents up. We'll discuss whatever. But we all understand that it ain't nothing crazy happening to this. Kids being kids. But at least they outside. They ain't just sitting there on the damn game, sitting there on the damn phone. They ain't just doing that. I would much rather them be outside doing whatever they doing than for them to damn just be sitting there on the goddamn phone on the internet doing who knows what. I'd much rather that.
You know what's funny? I struggle with it because when I grew up, shout out to the Bonnasoo homes, man, on the west side. And when I came outside, niggas was out there throwing their fingers up and they weren't throwing peace signs. I don't know what it was, but that whole little gladiator school, it was good because it really showed me like life can be harsh, man. Because think about this. You getting your head kicked at home if you do something wrong, and then you got niggas in the street who want to throw hands about anything. So I think when you take that away from children, like bullying, those things really kind of hurt them and don't help build that shell that kids should have. They should have tough skin because I'll tell you something. The worst thing you can ever have is to be very thin skinned because the world is harsh.
But guess who? But guess who get it? But guess who get the kids the toughest skin? Guess who?
Who?
They friends.
Yeah, other kids.
other kids, as much as we want to, and hey, it is what it is. As much as we want to punish kids or try to make them tough, nah, you get your toughness from being around other kids. That's where you get it from. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you got to have the right upbringing, those type of things. But being around your friends, because hell, y'all gonna say whatever the hell y'all want to each other. And so if you come home crying, now you got to go get. My son came home. He talking about, man, look at this, man. So and so scratched me on the face. One of the females out there that be rocking with him, she scratched me. I was like, "What you did?" Nothing. I ain't gonna put my hands on her, but I was mad. I was mad. Well, hell, you supposed to be mad, but who cares if you mad? As long as you ain't do nothing crazy, hey, it is what it is. You gonna get injured. You gonna get scraped, dropped. You already like B said. When you ride your bike, you fell off your bike, you messed your knee up. Oh well, get up, get back on it. You know what I'm saying? I did the same thing when I was your age, and I get what I did it in the country. So man, get up and get. Man, we ain't trying to hit all that. All right, wipe it off, put some dirt.
Man, Coach, you're 100% right. I know. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you something, man. A lot of these, a lot of the non-separation of the hierarchy of how things go, we created it, and it's sad because let me tell you something. I never was one of them people that fed into the say pause and all that type of stuff. And I never did. So the young dudes, you know, I always give them the lecture on that.
Hey,
When
what's
they
said
say
is understood.
I tell them, if I feel like I gotta say pause about something before I say it, then that means the thought of the activity of what I'm saying pause about was in my head. If another man looks at me and I'm eating something and he finds excitement in it, then the issue is in his head. But guess what we have done as older men, because I see a lot of them do it, they just started saying pause and all this other stuff. So how can I be the one that sets an establishment of what I consider straight male masculinity if I'm falling into homosexual expressions?
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Hey,
So if I'm running around here saying pause, or I'm saying some old weird stuff, you know, the glizzies and all that stuff, if I'm saying that, then I'm giving countenance to how my son's generation feel. So if I'm cool to say pause before I say something, my son looking at me and saying, "Why is it not cool for me to carry a pocketbook?"
see, hey, now this is why I disagree with you, B. I'm just a lot of this whole pause stuff and all that kind of stuff, right? It come from them having access to social media. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jada and Joe, I love that podcast, right? But at the same time, every time you look around, man, pause. What? Only reason you got to say pause is if you think it's some in your mind, you thinking this is sexual or something like that. Nigga, we not talking about nothing like that. Everything we talking about. Nigga, if I say, man, run that shit down the middle, I'm not finna say no damn pause. I'm talking boxing.
But you gotta think about it. The reason why a lot of the young dudes don't have that, hey, the OG said this, or the OG said that, or we don't play with the OG like that, because the OGs have now gotten into the young people lingo of saying stuff like pause. If you never say it,
But it's funny though, Bernard. It is funny to say pause.
I hate pause.
No, it's not funny. It's not funny.
That's John trash.
hey, BVO, if you saying it's funny to say it, then you have now condoned the next level of the action. The first thing, listen, the first thing that anybody does when they're trying to make something acceptable, they get the cool people to say it. If the cool people ain't saying it, then it never becomes okay. And in the cool people in this instance, if the older dudes that these kids supposed to look up to don't get into it, then it doesn't become okay. But when you got dudes in they late 40s, 50s, late 50s, and they run around here with a sideways hat, their pants half down, talking about paws, then you ain't an OG, you just an old nigga that I can tell what to do as a young dude. So now he's not gonna give you that respect. He looking at you like you one of us. So now you mad because he willing to try you when really you gave the open door to it. And if you give the open door to saying pause and you 50 years old, it ain't too much longer for the young dude gonna have you carrying a pocketbook. Hey, OG, that outfit hard, but if you had this bag, even better.
He had this Birkin, you be out here doing super fresh.
Now they influencing you. Just think, when you seen back when I was young, I'm 52. If I seen somebody with some super tight pants on, he was a white boy that was a skateboarder.
Yep.
So we laughed at him. But then guess what? They convinced one cool dude to put a pair on, and then the same dude you laughed at, I could see your whole canvas.
Right, we literally have in Atlanta, we literally have quote unquote thugs, gangsters, whatever, walking around in skirts.
In ATL?
Well, that's Atlanta.
They started that stuff there, though.
But my thing is this: when has that ever been? Man, I remember when Roddy Piper, and this going back.
I ain't like that.
Piper, hold on, when he came out in a kilt, right?
Yeah.
Ceremony or whatever it is in Ireland or wherever he from, playing the bagpipe. I used to be thinking, I'm like, man, this nigga got a skirt on. What is it?
But you still liked them, but you hated that part.
No, I never liked Roddy Piper. Me personally.
What?
Never. Hell no.
Real quick, Pride. Let him finish, Pride.
I couldn't stand Roddy Piper. Me, I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is even then, when we seen that, we looked at that like, I would never do no. What is this? No. You know what I'm saying? Even there was a time where when I was probably in 4th, 5th grade, the style at the time was wide legs. You know what I'm saying?
Elephant leg pants.
Yeah, the wide leg pants. But there was a difference between bell bottoms and wide legs. Bell bottoms was for girls, and then you had the wide legs for men. And the thing is the bell bottom, they skinny at the top, and then they open up at the bottom. Wide legs, they big all the way down. You know what I'm saying? And so wear tight pants. That's the last thing that you're gonna do. Today, I will never buy 503s. The reason I won't buy 503s, they too tight. I don't know if y'all know 503s.
I got a couple pair of 501s though. I love the 501s.
I'm a five. Wait. I like the wide leg Levi's that they have.
The boot cut.
549s or something like that. 549s, I think.
The 550s, the boot cut with the big wide legs. Yeah.
Hey, that's what I'm gonna wear. And forget all that, man. It was never cool. But it was never cool for a man to wear tight anything. That ain't when I grew up in a time of tall tees. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was never cool for you to wear anything tight. And so that was always for the females. And when they wore them, you know what I'm saying? We like the apple bottom jeans. We loved them. But we ain't gonna wear them.
God sent those for the ladies. Shout out to Nelly and his crew.
Man, these boys wear apple bottoms. They just ain't got the apple bottom on the back.
Exactly. Hey, now hold on. What they got a different name brand. Same style now. Same style. My son went shopping, right, with my moms. Before school, him and my mom, they always do. I'm like, all right, y'all do your thing. He came back, he had some cut up jeans. I was like, nigga, why would you want jeans with damn holes in them? Oh no, they ain't holes. No, them nigga, those are holes in your fucking jeans. Excuse my language. I apologize. But nah, bro. Like that, you threw them away immediately. My mama, she called me. She talking about, so you threw away the $50 jeans I paid for? He not for to wear them. Not around here. What? It is what it is.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Vic.
Who's trying to set the tone?
You know, when you talk about those cut up jeans, you know, I better not go outside with a hole in my jeans at all.
Hey, only time I
That
went
was
out,
crazy back in the day.
only time I ever went out with a hole in my jeans is when I done messed around and been playing football or something in my damn jeans, and look, you got the grass stains on them, and I done ran them down to the worst.
My mom used to put the patch on my joints. I used to really didn't want to go outside.
Absolutely.
I'm
Rich
like,
kid like
hell
you had.
no.
Big Mom had the sewing machine out there. She
My
had
mom, right.
A rich kid like you had patches in his jeans.
That's what you get wrong about me. Just because I come from that don't mean they give me nothing. I come from the kind of family that means you gotta come up with a business plan. You better have a funnel, something. You can't just run up on my family. My grandparents would be like, hey mom, I need $50,000. My grandma I better have a super game plan. They're not giving me nothing while they're here. Now what they do, let me finish. What that does is, no, it's okay. What that does is it make you responsible. So when they're not here and you take over all the good stuff that they leave you, you're going to be more like, what's the word? You're going to have more wisdom. So like my son at 22 and my 12-year-old and my little baby, it'll be fine because I'll have a lot of wisdom. I'll be older, and they give you nothing. That's the difference. See, you might live there, but it ain't mine. It wasn't mine. I want my own stuff. So it's a difference. So you gotta, you know what I'm saying? That stuff is different like that. It don't matter. It's still like growing up in a trap. I still gotta go get it. Or it's not gonna work. They don't give you nothing. They will let you starve.
My grandma and them was crazy. My grandma would now these niggas, now that's how country my grandma was. They're not gonna buy no sausages, but no, they're gonna go get some hot dogs, cut the hot dogs in half and say this we eating from I don't know if you ever had eggs, hot dogs, and toast.
That's a good breakfast. Shut your mouth. That's a good breakfast. Hey, that's a good breakfast.
Man, that's eating good.
Shout out to Granny G with the cheese. Hey, my girl put them cheese
in. BVO. Hold on. Tell when you ever grew up eating chicken back?
When my grandma would buy it from the store.
See?
And you be like, what? And you ask, you say, Granny G, why are you buying bones? These are bones.
No, hey, if they fried the right way, the skin off the chicken back is decent. I'm just telling you. But
I don't. If I remember right, that was bones. Because my grandma would buy.
But you figure out how to eat it. If that's what you got to eat, that's what you eat. Kids today, man. Look, my son. Every Tuesday is Taco Tuesday. We had tacos today, right? Yeah. Before and my mom, she get off late, so she got off at 7. We got over there by 7:30 to try to install the damn the microwave. We getting it done tomorrow. I figured out what I need to do, so we getting it done tomorrow. But all I'm saying is, hey, my son, he talking about, man, now Taco Tuesdays, daddy, but can we have Wendy Wednesdays? I'm like, nigga, we not going to Wendy's every Wednesday.
That's some new-ish.
I said, we not going to Wendy's every Wednesday. You got a choice between chicken or ribs. Which one you want?
The ribs.
Hey, either you. I ain't had no choice. I'm actually giving you a choice. I'm proud.
Give us McDonald's Monday if we get to Wendy's Wednesday and the Taco Tuesday.
McDonald's Monday, Taco Tuesday, and Wendy Wednesday. Y'all boys wild.
Man, that's a fast food.
Yeah, Thursdays.
You know what's funny about that? The most food I ever remember getting when I was growing up was like White Castle. Like we didn't get to get no All-American meal, and I I like White Castle now, but I hated it as a kid, man. Because I'm like,
I've never had White
yeah,
Castle.
What?
We got
it's these
crystals.
little.
We got crystals.
Oh, same. It's the same.
Never heard
Exact
of it.
same thing.
You
Little
never had
Tavern.
crystals?
Never
It's the
heard of
exact
it.
same thing. No, they call it White Castle here. It's the exact same
We
thing.
don't have we got White Castle. We got White Castle like you got to go to like Norfolk, Jersey, but down North Carolina we ain't had that.
Yeah,
Oh,
Y'all had a Little Tavern down there?
a what?
Little Tavern.
I think I seen one of them somewhere, maybe Charlotte. Or Holly Farms. You know, I like my joint was Bojangles in the morning before school, especially when we got our license or whatever. Yeah, the Bojangles that was my shot right there in the morning. But you know, we got Burger King Cookout. Shout out Cookout. Dub, y'all got Cookout in ATL in
I ain't.
Georgia?
Yeah, well, where I'm at now. Hey, we just got a cookout.
What is that?
We don't even have a Bojangles.
It's a burger spot that you can't go. You can't go inside of it though. Everything is drive through, pull up window.
I hate. Only thing that I won't eat anything from Cookout. My son, he like the milkshakes from Cookout. So
Yes, they cost $8. He better like them.
But outside of that, I can't eat at Cookout.
He better like them.
Cookout got some of the worst food in my opinion.
Gotta pay for them.
That burger tray hit different, Dub. You tripping?
I have never had a burger.
Yeah, you ain't missing nothing. The hush puppies be rocking, but Captain D's back in North Carolina.
Oh, give me a Captain D's any day.
Yeah, okay.
Captain D's.
Already.
I still eat at Captain D's.
If I could open up a Bojangles and a Captain D's up here, I would be a gazillionaire. But they don't come up this far, bro. Matter of fact, Bojangles just made it to South Jersey, but you got to go way back into South Jersey.
You gotta mute yourself, Coach.
My bad.
Ready to talk. Yeah, T ready to talk.
Oh, that's me?
No, that's
Mute
Coach.
myself?
That's Coach.
Oh.
So what you say? I couldn't go ahead.
No, I said we just got a Bojangles. My son said it was like in Swedesboro, Violent. It's far back, it's south, But if I said if I open up a Captain D's and a Bojangles up here, I'll be a gazillionaire in like a year, dog. Real talk. Because you know why? Bojangles open up at 5 a.m, right? That means the construction workers, right, BVO. That means, Bojangles. That means the construction workers that get up, that got to be to work at 6 and 7 in the morning can get breakfast. My line gonna be crazy.
Real quick. So Bojangles got breakfast?
What?
I thought it was a chicken spot.
What? Boy, you better go get you a bacon, egg, and cheese.
They sell sausage, egg, and cheese. Bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits in the morning.
They open at 6 a.m. You right?
No, they open up at 5 in North Carolina. 5 a.m.
6 a.m. to 10. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
In North Carolina, they 5 to like what time they close?
I look at Bojangles like I look at Popeyes.
Like 10, 11.
Yeah.
I never knew that. I never.
You can get dirty rice in the morning.
Man, BVO, they don't know that big boy is like dirty rice in the morning is crazy work. I go back home when I used to do that, BVO. I never made it to school.
Hold on, they got the dirty rice in the morning?
What? They got all you can eat in the morning, nigga. You tripping?
They got a whole breakfast.
Those Bowberry Jones, they blueberry Jones.
There's an all you can eat Bojangles?
Not all you can eat, but I'm saying like as far as breakfast, like they got the sausage, egg, and cheese, bacon, egg, and cheese.
They got a bunch of breakfast stuff. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they got a breakfast box, like a chicken biscuit with cheese in the morning with a fry with Cajun fries and sweet tea in the morning. Gonna hit different before school. That shit used to make me drive right back home and go to sleep and miss school. Facts.
I ate breakfast at school, so okay.
Yeah, me too. The apple turnovers. Yeah, no doubt.
We didn't have no apple turnovers.
And y'all wonder why
kids 10 years old with diabetes.
Hey, when I was going to school breakfast, all they had was the doggone
me too, Crush. White Castle
with the peanut butter and jelly in it. You ever had that graham cracker with the peanut butter and jelly in it?
You damn right.
Yeah.
You absolutely. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Or the super donuts. Oh man, donuts. I'm trying to eat healthy, so I don't mess with the super donuts no more.
Hold on. What you said? Soup? Did you say soup and donuts or super donuts?
No,
what's that?
Super donut.
What's that?
Super donut. It ain't nothing but a plain donut.
Oh,
with no glaze.
It's probably glaze. Oh, you talking about a plain Jane, old fashioned?
Yeah, it was a super donut. That's what the name of it. It's called super.
But
donut.
it was just a plain
Donut
Just
with nothing.
Just a
Hey,
plain greasy donut. That's
hey,
it.
y'all know the greatest thing growing up. My grandmother, she worked overnight, right? Jehovah Witness. She worked overnight, and she worked at the bakery of Kroger's. So
Shout out Kroger's.
So she would always come home, and she would come home with a box of donuts. And so before I went to school, she would get home probably 6:30 in the morning, something like that. And hell, I'm sleeping in her bed anyways. And so, Big Ma used to come down with the. Y'all ever had your great grandma come down there? She sliding them damn feet and put the flashlight on your ass. Boy, get your ass up and go to the bathroom. Hey, it is what it is. But when my grandma would get home, I'd be up, and I would get eggs, or always grits, eggs, whatever meat that Big Ma cooked, and the donut was my way out the door. Hey, and I walked to school back then. You know what I'm saying? I walked to school, so.
Now, see, y'all talking about country breakfast now. See, because now I got up in the morning to grits and eggs, with some fried green tomatoes.
Oh my God! Talk to him.
Got some country ham. We talking. That was breakfast, Jack. That lasts you all day.
Hey, did you have that salt pork? My grandma used to cook salt pork.
Salt pork. Yes, sir.
I hated ham, man, salt pork. I hated it.
Oh wow, you I ain't Dub, you missed out, man. But I ain't mad at you though.
Some salt pork. You mix it with your grits
with a egg fried over easy. I used to mix all that ish together. I mean, I used to eat it like that when I was young. I can't.
You like scrambled eggs?
No, I like scrambled eggs too, but I can't do over easy right now. But back when I was a kid, same thing. Over easy.
Big man cooking no damn.
Why turn it over, man? Just sunny side up.
Nope.
I ain't mad at it.
That ain't never happened. I ain't never had that in my life. I ain't never had. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. Like,
hey, Dub, that sunny side up with the grits and the salt pork or / bacon or sausage links or whatever you like.
See, I was getting struggle meals. My grandma using whatever we ate last night possibly could be for breakfast with eggs.
That was good too.
Hold on, I didn't see my grandma be up 7 in the morning frying chicken. You like, you fried chicken, baby?
Hold on, wait a minute.
Hell yeah, fried chicken in the morning with some grits.
We had done that.
We had a schedule though. We had a schedule with Big Mom. You know what I'm saying? And you knew the schedule. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You getting and she would vary on those days. It's either sausage, like you getting grits, you getting eggs, biscuits, of course. It's either gonna be bacon or sausage. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about the patty sausages.
I'm about to go to Hollywood Diner, man. They said breakfast all night. Y'all niggas got me tweaking.
But then, hold on. But this is where it get good right here. On Thursday we got salmon patties. On Friday we got fish. On Saturday we got chicken. You know what I'm saying? On Sunday it depends on what Big Mom feel like.
Ain't nothing like when them old folks give you a cafeteria menu where you know what you about to eat.
Y'all terrible, man. Y'all is terrible.
Hey, my grandma make them salmon patties, Bernard, and she gotta make homemade applesauce. You don't want
applesauce?
You say no, I don't want applesauce. You don't want no. I used to hate that with old people. You tell them no, they want to ask you why you said no.
Hold on, y'all had applesauce?
She would make fresh applesauce with her salmon patties.
I ain't never had that.
Yeah, that is true. My girl used to give us that too.
My favorite thing she would make is that chicken noodle soup. It ain't chicken noodle soup like you think. It got all them doggone egg noodles in it. Oh man, then the bones will kill you if you ain't careful, man. You gotta make sure you ain't eat no bones, man. But when she make that chicken noodle soup, it was. And one thing I like about Miss BVO, she would take a recipe my grandma made and she could make it better. Shout out to my wife with that, man. Because my grandma used to make tuna noodle casserole, and my wife would steal your recipe.
You said tuna casserole?
You said tuna casserole?
Tuna noodle casserole.
Man, I wish I could have a bowl of that, boy.
And see, I like the peas, man. I don't know if y'all like
Did
the
she
peas.
put?
I love the peas.
I'm about to say, did she put vegetables in it?
She just put peas in it. Y'all
Yeah, I
never had
love
tuna
peas.
casserole?
Yeah, nigga. I'm just trying to see how your recipe
Yeah,
is.
casserole.
Never had it. I've never had it.
What you missing then? Tuna casserole with the cheese and the peas and the carrots. See, some people stop
It's
at
like
peas.
it's
That's
like
cool.
soup. It's like soup. It's like soup, man.
Nah, it ain't like
Sometimes.
soup.
No, I'm talking about like it's similar to like that soup with the noodles. It's
It's
good though.
The only
mine
only
was
only only thing soup wise Big Mug gonna make was like chicken and dumplings. You might have that, but
no Brunswick stew in the country.
on everything I love, my grandma, she make the best Brunswick stew. She
Man,
was and the funniest thing is because she a Jehovah Witness, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
she only back then she made it much more than she make it now, but she would
Shout out
never
to my
come to
brother
like
Crown.
she would never come to like
shout out
Thanksgiving
Crown.
and nothing like that. But she would always
Yeah, I
make
do crush.
and she make the Brunswick stew in this big ass steel pot.
Oh my god.
And the steel pot that she make it in is the same steel pot that Big Mom used to soak her feet in. On every
Yeah,
it's the same steel pot. I'm like,
that's how old school people did that. They sucked. My grandma say, "Get a fork so you can scratch the bottom of my feet." A fork. It was
Boy.
wild. The worst thing I hated to ever do growing up was have to do my grandma's feet. Man, them old rough feet. You be like, "Dang, where did you go? You took me like this."
When I was a young boy, I was a wrestler. I ain't care about none of that. I was a boy.
But
I scraped that skin off with no problems.
but yeah,
I hated
I was a real boy.
I had the scrape feet, but I ain't want to. I couldn't stand it.
Man, I would go scrape my
scrape it.
grandma's feet because all the candy my grandma and stuff would give me to go to the store. I ain't give a
What I
damn
don't
about
get, what
scraping
I
no
don't
feet.
get is
We
why
did
wouldn't they go and get a pedicure back in the day? Why in the world was they having their
they didn't have,
grandkids?
they didn't have no damn money. They didn't have no money for no damn pedicure.
Yeah. What? We was scraping feet. The
I
grandkids.
don't even know if they had pedicures back then. I don't even
Nah, they had that stuff.
They had to have had it. Why did they go see Yao Ming's sister back then? They
Yeah, they
go
had that
now.
stuff. That stuff been happening from the beginning of the time, bro.
Man, the old folk when they weren't trying to do that. That what
But certain grandparents was cutting
hold on.
corners.
That's why they had us.
Right.
Yeah, but I
Cutting
say, why,
corners.
why, why she got to go get a pedicure? She had you.
Yeah,
He
that's
gonna
what,
do it better. You gonna do it better than what the Chinese people would do. No disrespect, but I'm just
And my
saying.
grandma would have it'd be so much dead skin come off their feet, dog. I never forget it. It was disgusting, bro.
Not to me. I thought it was funny. I thought it because
Yeah,
it made
man.
smoke. You know what I mean? It was certain things. I thought it was funny.
That ain't smoke fries. That was
But I was
skin.
a young boy. I didn't know no better
We
though.
was
You
no.
feel
I'm
me?
saying it's the same thing. I
All
thought
right.
it's skin. This
I
thinking
thought
had
it
to
was
inhale
smoke.
that
I was
shit.
like, Grandma, your feet. I'm about to smoke your feet. I was already on top of that. Smoke your boots. I was already on top of that back in the day. My grandma, I was smoke. I had smoke everywhere. That shit
Dude,
was fun, man. I love my grandma.
man, my grandma was the best, dog. The only person I know that's gonna put a vanilla bean ice cream in her coffee.
Man, vanilla bean ice cream. My grandma would snap when I would come home without that Breyers vanilla bean. I would come home with what was the other one? It was the other one, not the Breyers. It was the other vanilla bean. My grandma would send me back
Edie's.
picture. I don't remember what it was, BVO, but
That
I
was
had to go back to
highs.
ShopRite to
nah,
get
see
the Breyers.
y'all big time. Cause we couldn't even have ice cream. We ain't never had no damn ice cream.
Ice
My
cream was
grandma used to
like
drink.
a
Y'all ever
dollar.
seen Tab soda? My grandma used to tear that Tab soda up,
Nah,
dog. I don't know where she got
In
that
the
from.
big time.
Get what the best thing we could have. The best thing we had. Orange juice. And I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie to you.
no doubt.
You get you a half a cup of orange juice in the morning, and you better
Mm.
not. And Big Mom, she used to make it like she made that. What was it? The Minute Maid in the can. In the can.
Yeah, the frozen,
Oh
the
man,
condensed orange juice.
the one you gotta use a can opener to
Yeah,
open it.
yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah.
the one you gotta let run under the hot water before you throw it in.
Before
Yeah,
you
the
throw it,
same
that's a fact. That's a fact.
the one with
Hey,
the paper on it,
the,
Dub, is a
the one they
round
keep
like
in
a
the freezer. They keep the look.
yeah.
She got a stack of them in the
Why was
freezer.
that orange juice so good, Dub?
Man, I
Because it's
don't,
full of sugar, man. That's
hey,
why.
look.
Is that what it was?
Hold on. Look,
Is
get
that
what
what
full
it
of
I'm
sugar,
was?
man.
on
Orange
everything.
juice.
Hold on everything I love. Look, so you couldn't drink that if Big Mother didn't pour that orange juice, and she had this yellow pitcher she would make it in.
Hmm.
If she didn't pour it for you in the morning, you can't touch that damn pitcher, right?
Mm.
So my cousin, you know what I'm saying, he was older than me at the time. Shout out and we call him Deucey. You know what I'm saying? So he passed away now. R.I.P. to my brother. He was probably 15 years older than me, something like that. But like I live with Big Mom, but I always say that was Big Mom's favorite nephew, or not nephew, excuse me, favorite grandson. And he would come by, and he was in the military, so when he would get home, he'll come by, and he'll always nigga get me in trouble. Hey, drink this right here. And he'll go pour me a glass of that orange juice, right?
Yeah, whooped.
Now I drink it. And the first thing he'll do, Big Mom, he drinking that orange juice right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
He set you up. And you know good and well you wasn't supposed to drink that orange juice because you're supposed to wait till the next day to drink that orange juice. You knew better than that.
And he knew I knew better.
And these is the reasons
you don't
that
drink that
our
orange juice the
kids
same
are
night.
soft now. These are the reasons our kids are soft now because they
Right.
none of this stuff.
Facts.
What my grandma say? Nah, my grandma had this thing. She take you to grocery store. She'll buy you a couple things. You bet not drink her one or two things she get in there. I'll buy you the whole store. And you gotta have mine. Yes.
Hey BVO, I remember I got a beat down for eating up my grandma Haagen-Dazs when that ish first came out. Those Haagen-Dazs bars was different. They only give you 4 in the box. I'll never forget it. That's why I know it was 4 in the box because I got a beating, and I ate all 4 of them, and I got whipped for that.
Hold on. Get what I got in trouble for. Since you said Haagen-Dazs, get what I got in trouble for. Big Mo used to buy them Fagos. I don't know if y'all remember the Fagos, but they was in the glass. Like now they come in the plastic bottle, but back then they was in the glass bottle. And she only bought 2 types. She bought like what it was, pineapple, orange, and and she bought peach. It was pineapple, orange, and peach. And what I used to think I'm smart, right? I'm smarter than Big Mo. So I go and get me a couple sips of it, and then try to put some water in there to fill it back up. And Big Mo, she tastes that. She like, well, you put that damn water in that drink.
I bet you never got that whooping.
Hey, hold on, look. That go back to stealing. Right there. And get what I realized. Don't touch them damn glass bottles. Don't touch them.
Hey, what I learned was simple, man. One time we ate my grandma's chicken wings. Oh man, that girl came home on a tear. What she said? I bought y'all a whole pizza. What y'all don't eat my wings?
Yeah. Man.
I left wings for everybody. Did everybody pay?
I'm the only one who done paid for this shit.
Angie said I wasn't a fan of getting beat, so I left that lady's ginger ale and the Snickers bar alone. I feel you. Because I used to tear my son ass up about my damn ice cream sticker. I go in there to happy. I'm downstairs playing my game. We trolling. We turning up. I'm on GTA. And I go in there to get my ice cream sticker and wasn't there. I know my son got it. I go in there and whip his behind. I know he did it because the rappers in there. He just was just sloppy. You know what I mean? So he used to think that he was a detective. No, son, he just sloppy. You heard?
Hey, Big Mo, she
You
was
get
the
whooped
type.
over from that Snickers in my house. The ice cream one, Angie. The ice cream one.
Hey, let me say this real quick before you finish, Doug. We got an exclusive Jaleel Hacker interview coming. Hopefully Bernard gonna tell me when we can do it. We will get us one of them Coach Malachi cry sessions like he did. We will be in here crying. I hope he do that too, because I ain't gonna lie. Some of those interviews I see my man Coach Malachi had with Jaleel, man, are very insightful. And one thing I tell you, man, it's nice to see young people be vulnerable and be open to who they are, because even when I got to interview him for that short time, shout out to Jaleel for being open to talking about real things. Because a lot
Jaleel
of people
tap into the hood. That's why I rock with him and his pop.
Well,
they come check in with us, man. That's
man,
love.
we not the hood.
This ain't the hood, bro.
What you mean?
We not the hood.
We on the come
The
up, bro.
subscribers with 100,000, 200,000, they the.
Hey, I done seen it.
Oh, you mean the YouTube? You mean the YouTube hood?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I'm referring us as a hood. We up and coming. We on our grind. We working hard. We trying to get there.
Stay on the come up. Because I done seen people have 52,000 subscribers and barely do what we doing numbers wise.
And that means nothing.
So that's what I mean. Man, people be buying subscribers, y'all. I don't know if y'all realize that.
We won't do that over here.
That's why it's taking BVO so long to make 6,000. I'm not about to buy. I ain't spent no money on YouTube. I bought a ring light.
That's it.
Because that I don't use.
Yeah, I
That's
I
because
ain't,
you
I
got
ain't,
your
I ain't got
daggone
I ain't got
logo
a.
up there all the time. You're not on camera.
Oh, that's
I'm
what
on,
we got
you
to
don't
be
see
on
my
camera.
face.
I don't think that makes a difference or not, because
No, it
there's a
do. It
bunch
do
of
make
good,
a
but
difference. It do make a difference.
I don't think
It
so.
make a difference.
It make a
It,
difference.
it make a difference. I get on camera sometime.
We can do
Look,
it, but we be doing like it. We be moving around. We, like I said,
See
unless
Big J,
y'all.
I went to
All
see
right,
Big
I
J.
tell
I
you
went to
like this.
church today, and when I was at church, them niggas don't want to sit down. They was from North Carolina. They ain't want to sit down, so
I
I'm
tell
trying to
you
get
like
out of
this.
there.
You want us to turn our cameras on every day when y'all do the membership? Then I promise you, on everything I love, that we'll be up here every day.
We doing some big things, man. Shout out to everybody that became a member. We got 12 members so far. I want everybody to know I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Hey, we trying to get Big Dre to be a member, man. I don't know if he still support blacks, but shout out to Big Dre.
That's
Shout out to
crazy.
Southwest DC. Shout out to my man Bernard Hackett. And definitely shout out to my man from Renner Robbins, man, Georgia. My man, the right side.
Right side dub.
He
My
said, I
God.
just realized I don't know what Prize looks like Paul Pierce. Let's Google
Now
Paul
see,
Pierce.
Who said they didn't know what
BVO
I look
talking
like?
about he don't know if Big Dre support blacks, but every time he needs something, every time he needs something done, boy, he call up Big Dre.
Angie, what's your Instagram? Follow me on Instagram. I got the Instagram. You can see me. I go live. We can do whatever. Not like that.
Shout out to Prize, man.
Come on, BVO, you know I support the black man.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, you do sometime. I'll take that back. You do sometimes. Shout out
He
to
do all
Prize.
the time.
He do sometimes. Sometimes he
BVO
forget.
tough, man.
He be swimming, so he forget. He swim out there with the white boy. He be thinking he Michael Phelps. He forget about the brother, man. But shout out to Big Dre, man. Gave me one of the best drops I can ask for.
Man.
We gonna be back. I'm gonna go live tomorrow, but I
hold
will
on,
be
hold on,
going live
real
Thursday.
quick, BVO.
Go
Let
ahead.
me. I gotta ask one question.
Go
Hey,
ahead.
Coach B, you still in the building?
Yes, sir.
Man, how you grew up? Who you grew up with? How you grew up?
I grew up with my grandma. And to be honest with you, my grandma was tough, but I was just the one that wouldn't go nowhere, so I became the favorite. She 95 years old now, still kicking, still got her senses and everything. So I'm blessed for that. She
Shout
still
out to
go to
her.
the gym. She still go to the gym and watch my son train. She give her predictions on fights, all that stuff. But she was tough. I tell anybody, uh, the toughest two people in my life was my mother and my grandmother. They had requirements that you do certain things that you had to do as men. So, I give a lot of kudos to them. You know, uh, we had it rough, man. We had it rough, and we just made it work. I mean, I tell people you could be the product of your community, but people gotta know how your community is. I remember we used to have buckets in the living room, and you had to sleep like you was a capital S to not get dripped on. You're trying to avoid the bucket water getting dripped on you from catching it from the ceiling. I came up in a house where it was, man, honest to God, might have been 30 people in that jump. My grandmother, my grandmother's sister, some of my aunts and uncles, my cousins. And when my grandmother's sister passed away, she didn't break up the family. She said, "Oh, y'all just stay here." So, you know, that's just how I came up. So my thing is you can't cry and complain. And the reason you can't cry and complain because somebody else was waiting for the bathroom. So you gotta figure out how to make it work. And that's the thing that I said. This generation of kids, they missing they missing the toughness and the tenacity. You wonder why all of our best, just using athletes for the example, all of our best football players, basketball players, for the most part, the ones that make it to the league, they come from the country or they come from an impoverished neighborhood in somebody's city because they had to get it the hard way.
They had to get it out the mud.
Yeah, it's something to be said when you got to grind for something. I think Jalil is just as talented as he is. He's just starting to understand the grind concept because you got to grind for something. Me and my wife, we tried to make our kids' lives as comfortable as possible. Kids had their rooms, they had multiple TVs, they got drove to school, picked up from school. And sometimes you don't realize when something don't go your way, it's not somebody hating on you. It's just in life, everything doesn't go your way. And so they're learning that stuff now as adults. And Jalil is starting to realize, I got to grind through some stuff. I don't have an issue with Eddie Hearn saying anything good, bad, or different about Jalil, as long as the check cash. I don't have any ill about anything anybody does, because if you go around looking for fault, you will always find it. But if you go around looking for yourself to find a solution, that's when you get rid of problems. Everybody wants somebody to feel sorry for them. Nobody, like my grandmother used to tell me, don't nobody feel sorry for no man. And yeah, these young people gotta learn. You only enjoy it when you have to go through some type of struggle to get it. That's why they call it work. When it's all easy, it never works out well. I don't just say what I say about one dimension of person. I say it about all of them. If everything was given to you, your mama switched your teams until you found the right situation. When that time comes and you have to ask yourself, do I have intestinal fortitude? You're going to be mad at yourself because the answer is no.
Hey, on that note, shout out to Drake's lawsuit getting dismissed.
Wait, what?
We moving on, man, and hopefully he do something back from that. Shout out to Angie Baby, our moderator. Shout out to Big Drake. Shout out to my man Dub. And we be back tomorrow. I'm not gonna do a show Thursday, but I'm gonna do a show tomorrow. Me and Miss BVO got an early flight. We're gonna be flying to Brooklyn. We're gonna be having a good time. So
y'all pulling up Thursday night.
And we go on Friday morning.
I'll be there Saturday. I'll be there Saturday to meet you.
And keep in mind, I heard from a birdie, Xander Zayas will be in the building. So I can't wait. Like I told my brother Bernard, make sure my man Jalil's dressed nice, and make sure he don't talk too crazy, because we know Xander a slapper brother. So we got to keep that in mind.
Security.
They slapped the fly off his t-shirt, so he ain't slapping nobody. we will definitely be there Saturday, and we look forward to the pushing of great fights. At the end of the day, we want great fights. The fans deserve it, and I think, quite frankly, the sport itself deserves to be respected as what it is.
For sure, man. And on that note, man, we out here, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Shout out to the whole YTBC, and definitely shout out to BVO Boxing. Go check them out on YouTube. One of the dopest content creators.